All right, we're back. I actually just played the videos from the last game. I actually am playing these all really close together, just because of the time constraints from Easter that just passed. So yeah, right after we're gonna get into the thriller build. I'm gonna play this on Sunday at 11:30 p.m. ES or EDT, which is what today at the time of recording it's Friday. So I got a couple days to knock this out. Fortunately, I don't have an opinion right away whether this matchup is good or bad for me, but I do have inspiration, and really I don't remember if I've tried this ground already, but really all this means is that I can immediately see some sets that are going to be good. That I don't feel lost starting the build or feeling like it's going to be like a difficult build to get through. So yeah, I was actually like mentally kind of cooking some stuff in my head, just being aware of the matchup generally. So I'm gonna kind of get into some of the things that I had drawn up, or at least conceptualized. But yeah, so this is against Thriller. He has Terra, Torn, Samurott, Hisui, Iron Crown, Donphan, Sinister, Raikou, Weezing G, Entei. The Entei actually has come at least once, but I think more than once as Terra. Kind of a sneaky good Pokemon. I think my particular draft is kind of hostile to it, but yeah, it's not something that we're gonna like just discount. Like I can't just look and be like, oh, it's obviously gonna be Terra Torn and then just get on with it. One thing I will say is I actually don't have a lot of time, so I don't think I'm going to finish this build in one sitting. Like I think I only got 20 minutes. So we're gonna get done what we can, and then I'll probably like cut the video and then maybe later tonight get back to it. So there will be a splice in between. Right away, one thing I notice is that how do I put this? I don't have a conventional singular check to Tornadus or like a special nasty plot Pokemon that is neutral to flying. A lot of times I draft like pure electrics. That's something I do quite a lot. Especially like as a low tier, like a 2-point or 3-point electrode at the end. It's like something I do a lot. So like in theory, just as it pertains to this matchup, I could have like AV hands, but that's kind of neutral to Hurricane. Then also you have to consider, of course, what type it will be. It is reasonable that it's going to be a type that hits hands super effective. Just because like you don't want to be you don't want to get hit super effectively by T-Punch, and like really if you don't hit it super effectively, even if you get rid of that resist or that weakness, like it's still probably gonna out damage you. That being said, like essentially this translates to I think Tornadus is gonna be Terra Fairy for a lot of the same reasons that other Terras have chosen Fairy, or I have suspected other Terras would be Fairy. It hits Darkrai, Iron Hands, Crocodile, and Regidrago all super effectively. It's a very easy click. And then if he's literally just like I was gonna say, if he just has that plus flying coverage, then of course it's gonna hit Necrozma, Primarina, and Ogerpon pretty well. I was gonna say like, oh, he might want an attack to hit Earthworm, but he really doesn't need one. If he's like actually, if he's Fairy, he'd be concerned about like if he does an Oko, then he would get hit really hard by Steel move. So maybe he does end up packing Heat Wave or Focus Blast for the Earthworm, even though it's not likely to come from his point of view. Now, from my point of view, I actually think that Earthworm is somewhat compelling because the hazard removers on this team are both weak to it. Donphan and Weezing. Earthworm, I mean, surely beats Weezing, but certain sets beat Donphan. It kind of depends. And it's more just a matter of like Donphan doesn't really have the tools to damage Earthworm, but Earthworm maybe has the tools to damage Donphan, depending on how I build it. There's a bit of 4 move slot syndrome with respect to that, if you want to fit both rocks and spikes on Earthworm. Because like the way I would like build the offense is like Steel move for Weezing, and then the best way to damage Donphan would realistically probably be, if I were to guess, it would be ID press. If I were to guess, yeah. So with that in mind, it's like, okay, this is how we're gonna hit all the removers. We'll just put Steel Beam for sake of argument, and then you only have room for one hazard. You either run Rocks or Spike, and maybe when we get into it, I'll decide, yeah, we only need to have one of them. I honestly might decide that. but that kind of will be instrumental in whether Earthworm comes. Just as a as a precursor, when I look at this matchup, I think SD Ogerpon's very good. It does have a set of 3 attacks to just smoke the shit out of everything. It does have some very free SD opportunities coming in on Samurott or Donphan after they take something out or getting a nice double or whatever. Same for Sinistcha. Obviously, you're going to have to tailor it to take down a Weezing, but it gets in headbutt. So it's not like the craziest, most toughest thing to do. Darkrai, similarly, very strong. It has the coverage to hit everything super effectively or close to it. We can foresee some opportunities where it's going to get a plot versus non-AV, non-Colbert Iron Crown. Actually, even if it is, Crown's not KOing Darkrai back, so Darkrai does find opportunities against Iron Crown. And against Sinistcha. Sinistcha doesn't have a move to hit it. Samurott doesn't. Well, maybe Samurott with an attack and then Jet kills it. So there's that. But point is, like, Darkrai is very threatening just from an offensive perspective, like forcing switches, and then also like it does have Nash spot opportunities, even for attacks. E-Belt or Life Orb or something does a lot of damage here. As you know, like I kind of hate Life Orb, so it wouldn't be that, but I do really like Darkrai here. I also think Necrozma is very good. I think as far as offense goes, I think DD3 attacks is good. Photon, EQ, X-Scissor, because you would Photon, Torn, X-Scissor, EQ, Photon, Photon, EQ, Photon, Photon. So yeah, like after a DD, that thing does kind of smoke. The main thing to consider is just going to be like whether we need to use it in a defensive way. But I honestly don't anticipate that we're going to. As far as Samurott, both Iron Hands and Primarina wall this really well. So one of them is probably going to be like a helmet, and the other might be like AV or something to deal with Torn. If I already guessed, it's more likely like helmet Prim and then like helmet Prim AV Hands or something like that, but I'm not totally sure. So but with that in mind, like those are gonna be, even if they're kind of like bulky offensive sets, they're gonna functionally be like the team's defense, so to speak, in such a way where like Necrozma doesn't need to be defensive, and we can free it up for offensive, which is actually not a set I've been able to bring much at all this season. And then so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Regidrago is pretty bad here. I think it's strictly inferior as a Terramon, and then if you bring it as only Dragon, it really doesn't have a lot of tools to hit Weezing at all. Also, like Iron Crown is kind of good against it. I think Regidrago probably wins that trade, but it's you want your Terramon to run right through, or your Regidrago in general to run right through. Obviously, there's room for like defensive sets, as I brought last week versus Cinder, and like that is something that the Entei would struggle to damage, I guess. But there's also the thing where I think Tornadus is gonna be Fairy, and if that's the case, like Regidrago's totally awful without Terra. So yeah, basically like it's looking like it's gonna be Darkrai, Iron Hands, Primarina, Ogerpon, Necrozma, and then the one of Crocodile or Earthworm. I think I lean Crocodile when it's all said and done, because the resistance adds, particularly with respect to Iron Crown, it probably, if it's like AV, can be a makeshift check to Raikou. Spreading the Intimidate on something like Entei is also valuable. Not as good as a Rocking Mon for all the reasons that Earthworm is strong. Crocodile is not. In that like Crocodile actually loses to both removers, so it's possible that there's also a world like to the conversation of Earthworm. Necrozma also isn't a bad rocker here. I'm just not sure if it's going to fit it. So really the question is like, can I get this done offensively without hazards, which is a fairly reasonable thing to conclude looking at matchup, at least provisionally, but I guess we'll see. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm gonna cook up some of the sets that I had thought of already. I think I wrote them in a notepad here. Okay, start with Ogerpon, Darkrai, and Ogerpon, Darkrai, and Necrozma. I have a text real quick, then I will respond. Sorry about that. iPro is texting me. Shout out iPro. I can't. I'm reading the text right now. I can't deal with this right now. Yeah, so let me try and remember. It was Swords Dance, Cudgel, Knock, Zen, and make sure this is right. There's a world where like it's neutralizing gas. and then like I could be stomping tantrum, but that's obviously not a gamble worth taking. So this was very, or even if it's not, cudgel, knock, cudgel, zen, whatever. This might be cudgel as well, for being honest. I bet like after an SD, like cudgel kind of blows a lot of things up unless they quad resist. I do want to be able to SD freely, so the main thing is like I know that Wheezing is never strong enough to sludge its way right through Ogre Pawn. So the main thing I actually worry about is burn, and then I'll probably like just be decently bulky, at least to the extent that I can afford. So first off, we gotta get the speed right. I actually don't expect any of these guys to be Scarf or terribly good Scarfs here. Maybe Crown. Maybe Hammerot. Hammerot just like clicked, was just like Scarf Ceaseless, maybe? Not sure. But if we're going to account for, like after, what's it called? Embody Aspect or whatever it is, the Scarfs are really what we're gonna have to consider. How fast is Crown? I don't remember. 98? Jesus Christ, this thing is fast. But the thing is, like, no one, these guys shouldn't be speeds that that expect to, outspeed me. That's the thing. Man, that sucks. I would literally have to be Jolly to creep Scarf Crown. But to tell you the truth, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So let's see. The fastest guy on the field is Darkrai, which is 383 divided by 1.5. So we can imagine that a Hammerot might want to hit 256. And then I guess just for sake of argument, we'll make it timid, because when you're timid, like, you randomly skip 2 points. Like sometimes it'll go like 56 to 58. Let's see if I can find one. 62, 64. You see that? Only timid does that, really. So so I'm gonna go timid, and I'm gonna add 24, and we'll be 263. 263. Oh wow. Okay, we can afford a lot of that. But this looks, yeah, this should be fine. In fact, if it's this low, I'll just make it a 32. Is there any other speed that I think I would need? I think Wheezing is 60. If it was like neutralizing gas and it came in like right on the turn. I actually don't know if it works that way. There's no way. Yeah, forget it. Forget that. Iron Crown. There's no way, right? I'm 264 times 1.5. I always outspeed Torn as well. Yeah, honestly this should be fine. So I can't afford to be quite bulky. I'll do the 28. And okay, and then first we'll just start Adamant. Now let's see how much attack we actually need. Yeah, it is looking like, yeah, the time is going by pretty fast. So I think I'm just gonna do this set, and then I'm gonna come back probably later tonight and do more. Grass, Cudgel, Zen. Any chance this thing gets a better move than Zen that I'm unaware of? I don't think so, though. No, it does not. Okay. We need to do Adamant and +2. Jeez, that does a lot. Okay. This is fine, realistically. I guess if we're gonna be super technical about it, like Pyapa Berry would technically get around this. Technically, because Pyapa Berry, it would be you would want to do over 66.6 to get around a Resist Berry, because when it's halved, it's 33.3, and that's just under 100. So technically, if he was like some Pyapa thing, then let's say he was Pyapa, and let's say we SD twice on him. Yeah, that would be into a KO. So you would just want to SD, then Zen, just do 33.5, and then that would be 67. So we probably want to go to like 208. That's probably the max that matters. What else is there? Iron Crown. That knockoff does so much damage. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Is there anything else that's like a borderline case? I'm not that worried about Sinistra because it doesn't get any moves, really. And max attack doesn't look like it even helps. This actually does get us over rocks, technically. So 252 or 208, that's what we're looking at. So right now, the only hits that I really anticipate taking are against, I guess Shadow Ball Sinistra, but really the Wheezing, the Sludge Wheezing. Yeah, Shadow Ball doesn't do fuck all, so I'm not even worried about that. So let's say Sludge Wave does more than Bomb. I think I would, yeah, actually, yeah, he probably would be Sludge Wave because of, well, maybe he won't be Misty Surge. Just make sure it does get Wave, so we'll just calc Wave. Sludge Wave does 50 to 59. I don't think there's much we can do to help that. So, not as good as I thought. Let's say you were modest, hypothetically. Just say this would be 70, 83. And so we would want to make sure like helmet doesn't kill. 83 plus 5. Okay, so a max roll Sludge Wave into a helmet would actually kill us. So that's annoying. How are we on rockers? Spikes? It is likely that we incur spikes damage. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be, we would want it to be 83, under 83.3, so we would have to do this. And that just gets us out of the 100 range, but that may or may not even be helpful if a spike is up, which spikes probably will be up, so maybe this isn't that useful. But I guess it's better than nothing, right? We can also ask ourselves, what are the odds that we actually are a modest Wheezing? Actually not that unlikely, because you don't need a ton of investment as a Wheezing to sufficiently wall Crocodile, or like a physical Regidrago, or I guess Ogerpon. It probably won't be max, it'll probably want some juice to deal with this Zen Headbutt. But yeah, I don't know. But just to be safe, this at least, even it like this at least gives us a chance. If in some perverse universe that like the Hammerot sees the hand, sees the Primarina, sees the Ogerpon, is like, I'm just not gonna come. This at least gives us a chance to just break through modest Wheezing. There isn't any other well, there is an Ice Shard actually, so yeah, maybe in the end this won't even be helpful, but it gives us a chance, which is really what matters. So yeah, this is what we'll run. Maybe after a mock we'll see that this is not gonna work, but yeah. So I'm gonna write down these other moves. I'm gonna put these other moves in. For this, I had like Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, and then the other moves were either gonna be, I was gonna have Wisp, and then the last move is either Psychic or Plot. I think I'm gonna do, no, I'm gonna put Psychic for now, because like obviously we're gonna be revisiting this later, but it's gonna be something like this. And then the Krozma, I think I would also do Lum, so that I can just like DD multiple times on Wheezing. It'd be Dragon Dance, Photon, Earthquake, Next Scissor, and yeah. So I'm gonna be back in probably a few hours, and if not, maybe tomorrow. But I'm gonna continue from here. I'm gonna leave off here, and then we'll continue on Darkrai. Like the Psychic will either be Nasty Plot. I'm gonna write this down. Remember, Psychic or Plot. All right. I had started recording and I started doing the Darkrai, and then my recording froze, so I lost it. But fortunately, like, I didn't get very far, so there isn't too much to cover. I had decided on Plot over Psychic because when it comes to Wheezing, whether, like, I think it can be Spidef or Mixed Defense, but it also could be Fizz Def. In any of these cases, The only way that I avoid like getting hit, I guess, is if I aggressively call a psychic on switch, which will probably not be happening. So if that's the case, whether I psychic twice, or like whether I click an attack, he goes wheezing, then I psychic, that's 3 turns. That's not really any different than nasty plot on switch rather than like an attack or whatever, and then sludge bomb. Psychic only cuts the corner if I aggressively get the prediction right. In which case, like, I don't expect that I'm gonna be able to do that versus this team. Like if I have Darkrai out against Sinistcha, it's not necessarily a given that he goes wheezing. He could go Samurott. So like aggressively clicking a psychic there is kind of difficult. Whereas like if I nasty plot, then I might have an attack to cover both of these. Or even if I wisp, that would be better. So with that in mind, like psychic isn't, because I'm probably not going to make a read like that. Just guessing. It's better to have nasty plot. So then from there, this speed covers max speed torn. This covers, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was up to +2 sludge bomb, always 2 KOs, Spadef wheezing after black sludge. From here, the main thing that I could see, I know that wheezing with Strange Stream like isn't killing or doing like an insane amount of damage, but I do have to, I think Samurott is like pretty strong, if I'm correct. Intuitively, I want to be either like Citrus or Chople, but I have to see, what these calcs look like. Let's say it's just max attack adamant. This thing does get Sacred Sword, doesn't it? I believe it does. Sacred Sword. It does. Very annoying because it probably does a lot. Sacred Sword. Jesus Christ, that does a lot. Because the other thing I was thinking is like Razor Shell. If I can avoid Razor Shell into Aqua Jet, or even Razor Shell into Aqua Jet and Rocks, then that would be great. Honestly, well, because Sacred Sword does so much, like I have to be Chople. That's just the fact of the matter. But if this can get us out of range of Razor Shell into Jet, it cannot. So, well, at least not on the max rolls. 75 into 27, that's going to be 102. So yeah, Rocks isn't even a prayer or a dream. But okay, so the defense at least does affect it. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get around Water Move Rocks if the attack is just Razor Shell. But if you Sacred Swords, we're at least going to eat that, and then Sacred into Jet. That does, is that 88.4? 27.4 plus 61. Yeah, it's 88.4. Can we get around that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, that's not right. This should be 87, right? Yeah. Does 2448 get it around it? Does this keep it under Rocks 87.5? 60.6 plus 27.1. That's 87.7. Fuck. That's even, how annoying. Okay. So now let's just try to let's work our way backwards, I guess. We're not gonna be able to do this with Rocks numbers. That's just the fact of the matter. But if we can do it at all, then that's worth it. 72. This is 88.6. 88.6. This is 88.5. We already did this one and it didn't work. This is 88.3, right? I'm just doing this math off the top. I'm looking at the max rolls here. 27.6 plus 60.7. That's 88.3. Can we get... Okay, that looks like 87.9. And this is 87.8. We already did this one. This is 87.6. This is 87.9. And This is 87.1, and this is 87.4. I think I do want the odd HP. I want to make sure I didn't like mess this up, just to be sure. I didn't mess this up, did I? 68.4. This would be okay. This is 87.9. So okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Keep the HP odd. Need 60 in defense, so that now Sacred Sword with Choppel into Jet after rocks doesn't kill the Darkrai. And then just this little 4 in Spadef. So now we gotta do Necrozma. This is a pretty simple DD. We just want to make sure we outspeed everything and then we kill everything. The fastest thing on here is Torn. 375 is the max speed that Torn hits. By 1.5 is 250. So we want 251, right? Yeah, 251 is what we want Necrozma to hit. Ooh, that's really close. Cutting it pretty close there. This thing can't reasonably try and outspeed anything else. I think Sinisha's slow, right? 70? Maybe Sinisha can, but whatever. Necrozma. When it's all said and done, like, we might not end up being adamant, and we might be able to get some bulk out of it if the Photon Geyser. So a Photon Geyser with Jolly already, you can do this much, this like 224, and it already 2-hit KOs always versus max defense, so that's nice. +1. What if we did adamant? Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. This is after rocks, 228 adamant, but I think, as I said before, I might not even be running rocks, so this might not even be helpful. Okay, what else? We want to make sure the X-Scissor does a lot to Samurai. Let's just assume, for sake of argument, that it's max HP. It probably won't be more than that. This does. This is after 2 rounds of rocks. Ceaseless. Well, that isn't to a KO. None of these 2 a KO in any of these scenarios. Iron Crown. AV. We got the Earthquake. That does a lot. This doesn't have any invest though. That still does quite a bit. So yeah, we're gonna need some chip at the end of the day. It looks like we can always take a hit from something before we get popping. Yeah. So I think like this is ultimately the most that ends up making a difference. So 306. If you want 306. 116. Okay, so we have this amount of bulk to play with. I expect mostly to take physical hits in terms of like things that actually do meaningful damage. So I believe 375, is that right? Yeah, so then I can do 4. Alright, this is where we'll start. 160 and 4. Tachyon, that doesn't do much. Samurai H. Okay, Ceaseless does 60 to 71. Damn, there's a lot. But it's not that meaningful unless it's under 75. So we could do something like why am I lagging? A 4 in here. Okay. This helps us. This is like what's meaningful against Ceaseless Edge in particular. The Wheezing doesn't look like it's going to do that much. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. Iron Crown. Let's see. Yeah, the Spadef is pretty low. Yeah, everything else is special. So I'm thinking of doing like 96, 4, and then 64. I think I'm gonna do that. Just because like the bulk going into physical offense isn't helpful other than this. So we got these 3 sets. Now like I said, we already knew we were gonna do Iron Hands and Prim. It's just a matter of which one's gonna be helmet and which one is going to be something else. Let's just cut. I'm going to first decide that I'm going to do Crocodile over Earthworm, and that this thing is going to be relied on as some sort of special sponge. If we can do Max Spadef, like Max Spadef with rocks, then that's great. But if we cannot do that, then it's going to be AV, which I think is probably just going to end up being better. But I gotta consider how this affects Donphan. If I care that it affects Donphan. I would pack Aquatail probably. Either in any case or at least on AV. Let's say I was Rocks and I was like, Rocks. Well, actually, as we have discussed, let's say we tailor a Crocodile that can be Donphan. It's not going to be removal wheezing. So we're going to want to instead be able to just have a good switch on that. Because yeah, this thing doesn't get any moves for it. And it's going to be Levitate, almost certainly. So, I'm thinking of just being like, well, there's 2 ways to think about this. We can be AV and knock, and that's going to be our move on switch and we're just going to kind of like remove items, or that at least takes like helmet off of something maybe, or we get the rocks up and we understand that that's going to bait a turn of defog or a turn of rapid spin, and use that as the free switch into one of these offensive guys. It'd probably be Cross on Wheezing and Ogrepon on Donphan maybe. Okay, this is not that illuminating. So we're gonna go back to Crocodile, and we're just gonna see what can Max Spadef handle. That's really the question. And this is most relevant in terms of Raikou. I mean, we kind of know the Iron Crown doesn't do that much, but man, that's still 2 KOs. Or not, it doesn't 2 KO, but it does a lot. And if we made this AV, that is pretty good. It keeps it out of 3 KO range. So let's see Iron Crown, how abysmal this would be. Tachyon Cutter does 28. If we took the AV off, it does 42. So similar roll to Scald from Raikou. Man, that is a shit ton. Yeah, and I also think that I'm gonna be like, if I'm coming on Raikou or Iron Crown, I think I'm gonna be more incentivized because they do enough damage. I think I'm gonna be more incentivized to click like an attack. Because like, let's say I stay on Crocodile. I stay Crocodile on Raikou. I rock, expect him to switch, and he doesn't. And he double scalds me because maybe he's like Shuka. Maybe either of these guys are Shuka. Well, Iron Crown has to consider Culver as well. But these guys stay in for whatever reason and attack, and then I'm like dead on the following turn because I only have 1 extra turn to play with, and I would be taking this risk or doing all this just for Donphan or Wheezing to, remove at will, basically. So I don't think this is that good. I don't think Rocks is that helpful. So I might as well shore up Crocodile and make it as good into Crown and Raikou as possible. With that in mind, a part of me wants to run Endeavor because that's just a good sleeper move. If Burn Facade somehow does lots of Wheezing, which I'm almost certain it does not, then that's great. Yeah, this does nothing. Obviously that was a calm calc, but I mean, we're talking about a difference of a few percents here. There is Smackdown. I could smack down the Wheezing and then Earthquake it. This is burned. That would do 52. Now I'm curious about this. SmackDown, because like let's say hypothetically it would be something like this: SmackDown, Aquatail, and this would be the set. Earthquake, SmackDown. So this is around a combined 60% or 60 to 79, so 60 to 80 actually. And this is like max attack, no adamant. Which we're probably gonna be like around here, probably like 100 attack adamant, something like that. So I could be this, and then I also could be Crocodile, Earthquake, Knock, and I also wanted to consider Endeavor. This would also be AV. Endeavor, how cool would that be? Would that even be that cool? Probably not. It probably wouldn't be that cool now that I think about it. All these guys are faster. Like, I guess I would take a hit and Endeavor the Wheezing if it came in that way. But at that point, I could smack down EQ. I could do that as well. I would, and really the point here is this. If I were to get off Endeavor, it would have to be on a switch, which is effectively the same as smackdowning and then EQing. And the reason for that is faster, Aqua Jet, faster, immune to Endeavor, Ice Shard. We're talking about having low health, right? Low health so that Endeavor does a lot. So Ice Shard kills, E-Speed. So if we're not going to do it on, you know, a prediction, and the prediction is kind of indistinguishable from Earthquake Smackdown, then it's probably not worth it. So we're going to run a set like this. How much speed do we need? Samurai's 85, but it has Jet, Crown. I don't know how much I care about speed, honestly. What do I think Rot's gonna hit? Rot's probably... What's Crown gonna hit? That might be a better question. I hit 80. Probably make sure it outspeeds Drago. Both of these guys could do that, maybe. But that requires so much out of me. It really does. So I think I might do like a bulky Crown. Like cover something like that. 239. Something like that. That's probably as most as like would be helpful. We'll just assume max HP for now. Something like that. Okay, Crocodile versus Wheezing. The Smackdown into the Earthquake does... You go like this right now. Let's just say it's something like this. 61 plus 10.1, 71. So we could theoretically get this to 68.8, and that would be 69.3. That's 58 plus 9.8, 67.1. Okay, so we could do this. This would be 148. Then, all right, let's take a step back for a second. What really matters is that we avoid those 3 KOs that we were talking about. So we're gonna want this Tachyon just 35. God damn, shit. All right, hold on. Why does it do so much? Am I trolling, or was I just looking at this thing not doing? I thought this did 28. Am I totally crazy here? Maybe I am crazy here. So that's what I could do. Oh, maybe that's a timid calc. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. We need a fair amount. It's not a given this will be timid. So keep it under. It's still a 0.35. You're still very low. You're still very low hits. Let's go over to Raikou for now. Raikou. Would it likely be timid? Probably not. It probably will be modest. Scald. That does a lot. Careful. Damn, okay. Both of these do so much. Yeah, I would want to be 240, 220. Okay. Hold up. So I can't even. Now I can't afford this speed necessarily. So let's see, how much can we afford? What's the cal? This is a 1.9. That's a 6.9. And it jumps to 17.3 after that. So 176 might be good. Iron Crown. And this is, if we do modest, that takes us to 0.3 still. Yeah, that's very low. That's still a very low probability. So yeah, we're gonna err on the side of bulk. We'll just, okay, this is 16. So now this Smackdown Earthquake, we're looking at like a 2-hit KO here, basically. This does 55.3. Looks like only 4 makes a difference. We can calc against special to see what it looks like. And 73. Should be an 8. 8. Let's see, is there anything else that matters? Iron Crown. This could be max HP. Doesn't matter. Is def. This does matter. Well, it matters in that it moves the calc at all, but it doesn't meaningfully change anything from certain KO. I also don't think this will be Fizz Def. I truly don't. So there is that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 8 and 8 and call it. Maybe that'll matter, maybe it won't. So now we're looking at Primarina and the Iron Hands. Iron Hands. I kind of want to run Boots, guys, if I can help it. So like I think one of these would be Helmet, the other would be Boots. I'm inclined to want to do. I'm inclined to want to do AV Hands, Helmet, Prim. But it's gonna come down to like what Torn can be or not be. Because like I said, I think it'll be like a fairy. I think it'll be a fairy Torn. And if that's not, if like AV Hands is not gonna beat that, then that's kind of bad. Fairy. Terra. Damn. Okay, 37.4. Alright. When you invest a lot, it's not that. This actually isn't that bad. Alternatively, if we were Helmet, Hands, AV, Prim. Marina would be AV. Now, the troubling thing here is like it doesn't hit Torn back for anything, which is not great. Iron Hands also pivots poorly. Because like it'd be nice to go Prim on. Well, shit. I just talked about Boots, but neither of these guys would end up being Boots. Because like it seems nice in concept to like not lead. If I went Prim on Samurott, he sees those edges into me, takes some Helmet, and then I flip turn on whenever he goes into. Whereas Iron Hands doesn't have this ability because you can go Donphan as I Volt Switch, you know. So I feel inclined to do it that way. If I could be Boots, is it possible for me to be Boots special or especially defensive hands? Is that on the menu? Can that happen? That does 40. Interesting. Let's say we did this 40, 31. That is substantial. That is pretty substantial. Honestly, I think this is a situation where we just gotta see how fast the game goes. Maybe the hazards will rack up, maybe they won't. It's really hard to know. But this will probably be like a mostly specially defensive hands. I believe Dawn Fan is a 50. Part of me wants to outspeed Wheezing even. To tell you the truth. If I was 163. Yeah, I'll either do this or something else. So let's say we're Fairy, right? We're gonna want to be Heavy Slam. Because we have to kill this. It's not optional. Heavy Slam. Okay, this doesn't kill. Okay. Let's start here. 27. 30. Okay, hold up. We got some room to play with here. Go under 56, 164. Alright, hold up. So now, what if we did... What about Spike? That would be 5.6% chance to KO. Oh, why is this so fucking weak, bro? Damn. This could be modest. Uh-oh. Modest Tornadus moment. Now, oh, we can't get this under. We cannot get this under 37.5. Or rather, we can, but okay. Do we want to? How important is it to outspeed Wheezing? Maybe it's not important at all. We could do. Does 224 get it done? Get us under 37.5. 512 divided by 16. 512 minus 16. 46. 495. Okay, we can't do anything about this. Oh. 192, 252. Okay, so now we're... well, this crashed and burned real quick. 32... 28... Alright, now let's talk about speed. I want to outspeed a base 92, 311, or 312 rather. 508 minus 252 minus 136, 120, 20, and okay. This Heavy Slam. Okay, that almost killed after rocks. Again, we might not have rocks. So I think we're gonna do something like this. And it'll be Heavy Slam, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. Heavy Slam, but we don't have room for this. Maybe T-Punch last. Alright. In case like this doesn't tear for whatever reason. Maybe T-Punch, Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Ice, Earth, Heavy Slam. Okay. So this is what we're gonna run for the Iron Hands. And the last is gonna be Primarina, which will be Helmet. Helmet. Flip Turn, Moonblast. Probably Surf. Maybe it could be Ice Beam last. It could be Psychic last, probably not though. Could be one set I wanted to run honestly was like CM Draining Kiss Surf. I could consider that. I feel like it is like a cool, a cool guy here, but I don't know. Maybe not. Um, surf, flip. Could be a screen. Realistically, he's gonna go Sinistcha or Raikou. He could go Weezing, but I don't really like that play. Sinistcha or Raikou, so like light screen fits those, or Calm Mind Weakness Policy. But then obviously the helmet comes off, which we don't want. Is there any appeal to Encore? Probably not. Yeah, I think I'll do light screen for now. I don't really have a strong opinion on where this should go. So 32, this will be 59. First thing is we gotta see how much Fizz Def we can muster. That will actually be helpful. Samurott, Hisui, Ada. I don't know if this gets anything terribly strong to hit us. Does it get P-Jab or something? Samurott, Hisui, get poison move. It does not. Okay, this thing doesn't get anything from him, so that's good at least. We're looking at Razor Shell, which always has at least 25. This does look like the strongest move that we can deal with. Let's see, does like Psycho Cut do anything? Ooh, Psycho Cut. He's not fucking running that shit. He's not running that. It ain't happening. 244. That's the most we got. I don't think it's that useful to avoid. Jesus Christ! Hold on, damn. Okay. Oh shit. Alright, orb. Do that. 232, 132. And then we're gonna want to. Well, there's Draining Kiss, which only hits. The Draining Kiss only hits Samurott, so it could heal us back. It does. Ooh, it heals a lot back. That could be interesting. Maybe I could do Draining Kiss just to get some health back. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how good that ends up being. But it looks like it'll always heal. Looks like it'll always heal us out of range, at least if it brings back 46 and it always is 37. Seems like Draining Kiss will always give us another way to take a Razor Shell, so I guess that's good. 132. I think I would technically, I guess, want this to a KO. Another thing is like, what if this is AV, right? I don't think that it's something we can deal with though. 32. Okay, this would be 32. 112. I saw that there was an adjustment there, but yeah, it makes no difference. So we got the 32. We need to check Surf on something like Wheezing G physical. Psychic Noise is a lot. How much does Surf do? Oh shit, okay. That's interesting. 8. Do this. 76. That gets us there. Surf. I imagine this does a lot to Donphan. Spadef Donphan will of course live. Can we seriously almost get this to kill? 96? Not bad. Okay, that's probably it. That's probably the most we're working with here. do what they want here. Is that 316? Is that what we want? Oh, 312 is what we would want. Alright, I guess it's just more in I guess it's just more in SPDEF. Okay, so this is the first team that we're gonna rock with. First I gotta. So other builds I've been like, oh, let's start with the lead. That generally when you like don't have inspiration or don't know where to start, or you get all the things that you do have inspiration for out of the way, then you can start to lead and then kind of go from there. In terms of like the order that you think things will get played in. But in this case, and I think this has happened last game and maybe a little before that, I've had like ideas of sets that I wanted to run, and then kind of been working my way backwards from those. But now I gotta see like, are there any of these a functional lead, and if so, like, do they have to be tweaked to be better at leading? So who am I not switching into? I don't really want to switch into Torn. I guess I can if I have to, but I'd rather not. I'd rather run something that's just gonna kill Samurott, truthfully. That would be ideal. The thing that's kind of annoying is that like a sash rot would I was gonna say a sash rot would get one spike up. But I was thinking like, what if I was a prim that could hit and then jet you down, but I realize that he's gonna break his sash just by making contact with me. So, now that could be a reason to justify Moonblast if I led Prim. So yeah, if I lead Prim, I'm gonna swap over to Moonblast over D-Kiss or drop Light Screen for Moonblast. Hands is pretty good into a lot of guys. Crocodile, no. Darkrai, no. Necrozma, no. Ogerpon. I'm gonna say no to Ogerpon as well, because it doesn't lead. It's not that effective without a +2. So we're between Hands or Primarina for leading. If it's Sinistcha lead, that's a little awkward. I don't have a great click on that, because like I could go hard. Ogerpon versus Grass, but Machigacha could burn. Darkrai takes a lot from Machigacha. So I think I'm gonna lead Hands actually, because that at least gives me like moves that I can click and to attack the Sinistcha. All right. So, oh, I forgot to make my guys Stellar. U2. Okay. So the Entei came, and it came over. There's no Raikou, and there's no Sinistcha either. So let's see. Does this affect how I feel about leading Iron Hands? Because one thing was like, if Sinistcha was awkward to lead into, that was the main reason I wanted to lead Hands. I think Primarina might be better with no Sinistcha. I just didn't think that would be a thing. Because if I do lead like Hands into the Dogpan, that's not ideal. So yeah, I'm gonna lead Prim in this case. If I do see a Sinistcha, then I will lead Hands. And I think, given that this is a thing that could happen, looking to the future, I think I'm gonna change this Kiss to Moonblast. I don't know what he's gonna want to do here. I think he's probably just gonna U-turn. I mean, he could flying move. Could go for a Terra flying move. That would do quite a lot, actually. Bleak Wind. I can take a Bleak Wind. Maybe, well, unless he specs, that would not be good. This is like uninvested Torn too. Shit. I'm gonna go hard Hands. I might get punished for this. Plot. All right. There's no way this kills, right? Okay. Why would you? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about plotting just to switch, unfortunately. This is a Levitate Wheezing. Heavy Slam would do 53. If I went, I'm gonna go Cross here. I think he will Wisp, but it's gonna heal. T-Spike. Okay. All these T-Spikers, man. I mean, I don't have a remover. That's probably why. That's also something to consider. This is the last week of transactions. I should consider like removal or like another non-grounded guy or something. So the crown is here, and I'm just gonna attack this. There's no I don't think there is a set that will kill me other than like policy. Yeah. Other than ooh, I'm faster. I'm faster. Oh, the iron defense. No, not the iron defense. Okay. We're gonna eat this. We can take this. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Oh, he's orb. I was gonna say like, oh, I'm in jet range now, but yeah, that's the only reason Ceaseless did so much. This next click is definitely gonna be E-Speed. Like you, of course. Now that Samurott is down, I'm gonna use this opportunity to get some helmet on. And maybe like Necrozma can be preserved as a sack later. Shit. God damn. Did a lot. Jesus Christ. That's fine though. So Tornadus is gonna have to take a Surf. Yeah, I'm in Torrent. So yeah, you should just attack and kill me. Yeah, so there's the Terra Blast. Let's see. I could go. How much does Iron Hands do to Wheezing with Ice Punch? It does. Jesus, 17. This thing, like, if I Ice Punch into Heavy Slam, if that kills, that would be nice. It's looking like Ice Punch is gonna take him to 57. This crook isn't that useful for much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go crook. And I don't know if this Terra Blast, how much this Terra Blast is gonna do. It's gonna do, oh, it's not gonna do that much at all. Yeah, so I'm gonna smack down. Alright, there's the Wheezing. So he's gonna see this EQ coming from a mile away. So I'm gonna Aqua Tail. Like, you're definitely switching. You're definitely switching. Okay, I guess you're not switching. Okay, I don't know what the... Okay. What was the point of that? Alright, I'm just gonna knock. I took that, and now your item is gone. Ooh, that did a lot. No boots. So now you might U-turn. I'm just gonna double knock. I actually don't know that he should U-turn. I wish if I literally EQ'd that Wheezing, this game was over because my overpawn wins. How annoying! How annoying! Okay, I'm gonna go into the Iron Hands. I'm going to Ice Punch. Actually, I'm gonna Heavy Slam. If he goes into the Wheezing, that's great. Yep, I aggressively Heavy Slam the Wheezing. Oh, that just killed. Okay, he's specially defensive, I think. So here is Dawn Fan. I feel inclined to go... Yeah, I feel inclined to sack Necrozma and go Overpawn. You're gonna go for the Earthquake. And I'm gonna go into my Ogrepawn, my Lum Ogrepawn. And probably... Actually, I should just raw Cudgel because of Sturdy. And he's gonna sack Entei, I guess. This is gonna do a lot. The best thing he can do is normal move. Damn, why did that do 37? Jesus Christ. Alright. I did 37? What the fuck? I thought I'd do more than that. Because that E-Speed did so much to Prim. So I'm gonna go Iron Hands. I don't think he's gonna E-Speed. I think he's gonna Sacred Fire or something. If he does E-Speed, he's gonna E-Speed again, probably. So I'm gonna go Darkrai and probably just Dark Pulse. That's gonna do 53. Hopefully this kills. Oh my god, when will it stop? When will it stop? Okay. Well, that was annoying. So this thing like lives every hit and also does a million with E-Speed. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that does 49. Of course it does. Of course it does 49. Okay, well that did not go well at all. So, we gotta think about what this means. I'm gonna save this replay. Okay. In retrospect, the thing is, like, I Aqua Tailed after the SmackDown. I Aqua Tail as a mid ground, like it'll hit Donphan super effectively, or it'll hit like Tornadus for something. But in retrospect, that probably was like really cringe, because I don't think Aqua Tail even does that much to Donphan, and Torn wouldn't beat me. It literally like doesn't beat me. So I think I still want to have Aqua Tail over like Endeavor. Like I still think I want to have it, but yeah, I still think I want to have it, but I think I just don't click it there. I think given that the Samurott situation like just did not go that way at all, like the way I had just discussed it, I think it'll be more useful conceptualizing Darkrai as a late game Pokemon rather than a mid or early game one. Samurott will probably be dead by the point that we get this Darkrai going, so I'm gonna be chilling Berry to get the E-Speed. Ogerpon was very close to winning. I don't really have any qualms with that. I could drop. No, I can't. I was gonna say I could drop Knock for Tantrum to hit the Iron Crown and the Entei, but no, I can't do that because then I'm walled by Sinistcha. That T-Spike was fucking AIDS. I can't really do anything about that though. Part of me wonders like if Prim is not that useful as a Helmeter. Yeah, I kind of think that is the case. I don't know if I have to like chip Samurott as much as like I just need to beat it. It's not like it's this Pokemon that has like a ton of health. There's like no way to take it down, you know. I don't know if Moonblast is that great. I think I'd rather attack into those guys. I think I'd rather attack into these guys. So I could be, you know, Surf, Blast, and I guess last can be Kiss. I guess it can, or it could be Jet. Jet honestly would have been nice, just for Mickey emergencies. I think this set was fine. This was fine. This almost won. It was very close to winning. Man, that T-Spike. The T-Spike was something else. Yeah, because the issue is like it's hard not to be boots on some of these guys. Assault Vest. Like if I wasn't Vest on this, it would have just got destroyed. I don't know if the T-Spike was that. I don't know if the T-Spike was that big actually. It was more annoying for this late game stuff. But I mean, Ogerpon had a berry. It just wasn't. Yeah, I don't know if T-Spike was a big deal in retrospect. Yeah, I'm not so sure that it was. Let me see if I can run another one. Are you good for another? Heavy Samurai's Punch, T-Punch, Bras, Photon, Scissor, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Lowest, Massive Flat, and gonna try and get another. If I can rematch. Click the rematch button. Can I? No, I can't. Alright, well that's annoying. Draft. Alright, we'll see how great this is. The thing is, like, that lead torn is tough because, like, without, like, it just hits so fucking hard. Also, not having hazards sucks, particularly for this Dawn Fan. But I mean, if Dawn Fan is boost, then I guess it doesn't matter, right? Rocks. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lead Prim again. And we have Torn lead. Wonder if I should just attack this. No, I don't know. No, I gotta go hard. I go hard hands. That's the right play. And that does 23. Okay, that didn't do fuck all. So this is gonna U-turn. I feel inclined to heavy slam, but he could go Dawn Fan too. But what matters most about Dawn Fan is like breaking the sturdy. So I mean, just attacking is fine. But we know that this is not okay. He went hard crown. All right. So we're gonna go Crocodile, hard crook, and he goes for Iron Defense. All right. Well, my first instinct is to knock. Goes for the Tachyon. Doesn't do a lot. So a weakness. This is gonna pop the weak policy. But if that Tachyon did 23, it's still gonna just do 50. So it's still not going to do that much. So we eat that. We get an Earthquake off. So this thing is still very low. But he can kill us here, and this is a worthwhile trade. It's just we have to go into something that is faster and is definitely going to kill, which is this. And we're just gonna Dark Pulse. He can switch and go Samurai, but that's not something I'm too worried about. Alright, so in effect, we trade the Crook for the Iron Crown like we wanted to. So I'm gonna go hard Necrozma. I think he'll Strange Stream here. No ET spikes. Alright. I'm gonna DD. See what he ends up doing. Hard Samurai. And I'm gonna X Scissor. Just like last time. Okay, that sucker. Didn't do that much. Okay. Well, that was an unfortunate roll. That was kind of unfortunate. I think I want to keep this in the back for the... I want to keep this in the back for the Wheezing. It's not worth losing yet. So I feel inclined to Jet to kill this. Oh my god, it lived! What the fuck? Why did that live? That's so annoying. Like, that had to have been a min roll. Like, what the fuck? That's so annoying. I mean, I got like semi-rewarded by the missed Ceaseless Edge, but like that's so fucking annoying. Okay. So now that Samurai's down, I can just attack. I can just attack this. So that did a lot. That's gonna do 49. I think I want to. Do I want to Jet just for damage? Probably. Do I want to Jet just for damage? Yeah. That gets us there. And now we would go hands naturally, or Ogre Pawn. The Wheezing's not low enough. We go Iron Hands, and I'm just gonna Heavy Slam again, just like before. Actually, I've already revealed this. No, I Heavy Slam. I did Heavy Slam. I've already revealed Heavy Slam. He knows I'm kind of trying to throw that shit out, but that's just the play. It just is the play. Now here I could sack the Cross. No, I have to get the damage. Yep, I have to get the damage. Okay. Now I go Ogre Pawn. No, I go Dark right here. And okay, out comes Wheezing. We're gonna go back to Necrozma. And there's no way this kills, right? Like, there's literally no way. He's gonna Strange Stream to 6. With Photon. He's gotta know it's coming. Okay. Well, he just let me kill that. Now there's an Entei at 33. So we're looking pretty good as far as Overpawn's concerned. Does this just win? Am I trolling right now? I could go Darkrai. I go Darkrai and Wisp. And that would do... Or I could double Dark. Go Ogerpon. Yeah, actually. If I go into this and burn, then my Ogerpon will get the free SD, and then it will definitely be enough to kill the Darkrai, which is really what matters. Okay, so that was good. I'm gonna Dark Pulse now. Go Ogerpon SD and win. I believe it'll just win. Ogerpon SD. Last Mon Ogre. I imagine he'll want to go hard Torn. SD. This might not kill actually, I'm not sure. How much will this do? Ah, shit, this doesn't kill. Let's see here. The Cudgel does do more and it does have a crit chance. We know this is not Specs. We know this is not Specs, and it's probably... Yeah, I just got a Cudgel. Go for a crit. Damn, I think I lost this one too. He just got another regen off. Very, very frustrating. Yeah, this team is not working. I think I gotta go back to the drawing board. Tough, tough, tough. Oh shit! Is there something wrong with the calc? Why did that kill? Oh, I mean, maybe he's just not, yeah, maybe he's just not bulky. Alright, yeah. I mean, I ended up winning that. I don't know. These T-spikes. Ugh, how frustrating. Alright, I'm gonna take a step back and think a bit before I continue. So yeah, we'll see in a second. Alright, so I decided to go Boots on Ogerpon, because originally I was Lum so that I could SD as my opponent went Weezing. Then I could SD again, or I could Zen Headbutt twice without being worried about getting Wisped. But this is just so impractical with the potential for T-Spike, which is just very good into my team. So I decided to be Boots so that I'm just always immune, and then I'm basically just not going to go for a game until I know that I can win, either by it being in range of +2 Zen, or even if I'm burned, like maybe +2 Zen kills Weezing into regular Zen, and then like +0 kills everything else. Because Ogerpon is naturally strong at +0. And I'm saying +0 to mean like SD and then a burn, like they cancel each other out. What else was gonna say? This made me shift around some of the bulk EVs, because before it was so that I could live a Sludge Wave after 2 rounds of spikes from Ceaseless Edge, but that's obviously not going to be a thing anymore because I'm Boots. The other thing is I had rationalized why I wanted to be Plot over Psychic, but honestly the Plot is just never getting off. I don't think I need to change the EV spreads. I might tweak the special attack because I forgot what it's for, but it might have been related to a nasty Plot calc that no longer applies. But the defense is still nice, the Samurott calcs we discussed earlier. But I'm thinking like, yeah, it might just be better to on switch like be burning trying to catch Samurott, and then just like psychic on Weezing, or at least like if I do get this in a late game situation, I'm not like just effectively checked by Weezing insofar as I'm in a situation where I can't really afford to plot, or it's not optimal to plot, and then he goes Weezing, it's like, oh well, I'm basically just checked. Whereas like if I'm trying to spread burns, or maybe I could dark pulse into psychic kills wheezing or whatever, I think it probably gives me more flexibility at this point. The Nasty Plot's never getting off, it's just too difficult. The other sets, I think hands has so few interactions total that the hazards racking up I don't think is a big deal. And I think like with AV it's still effective at checking torn. So I'm gonna leave this set. The main guys I want to reconsider is like whether I want to go back to like a helmet prim or something like that, like what I had before, or if I want to. The other thing is like with Crocodile, if AV is worth it compared to like Spadef rocks. The main value is like, let me scoot these around. Oops, that was a disaster. What have I done? Hold up. I actually don't. Oh no, I actually don't know. There we go. Holy, I don't know if what OBS caught of that because just the way like the paths work with the windows and whatnot. But I had a bit of a geez, what is going on? I had a bit of a Chrome malfunction there. All right, everything looks good now. Yeah, being Spadef rocks instead. It's obviously not going to check the crown or the Raikou nearly as well, but I mean, I haven't even seen a Raikou. Maybe it won't come. Crown just really has to get brought into a range of Darkrai, which isn't that hard to do. Especially like I faced that Nightmare Iron Defense policy set. Like it's about as bad as it can get. But if I had rocks up, it's just nice chip in general. Maybe they remove it, maybe they don't. But the Donphan's Sturdy is broken, which really matters for Ogerpon. So I don't know. I've played mocks where I feel like the rocks would be so valuable, but looking at his team, like in theory, why should I ever have rocks up? You know what I mean? I think the Aquatail might be potent because I don't know that he'll want to defog, maybe defog Weezing alongside Ceaseless Edge because he'll get rid of his own hazards. Actually, let me go back to something I had said a while ago that I forgot. Does Aquatail do meaningfully more than Earthquake? Earthquake is obviously 150 base power, and Aquatail would be 180. So that's a difference of around 6 to 7%. That's not like terribly significant. Well, the main thing that is significant is well, I was gonna say it's a 3-8 KO against Impish, but it's actually not unless I max tag Ada, which I would not be. So kind of annoying. I do want to fit rocks on here. I just don't know if it's in the cards. But it would be so nice, you know? It would be so nice. Cause like yeah, I guess he can with Smackdown. Yeah, I would do something like this maybe. Cause I do like the Smackdown Earthquake combo on the Weezing because if he is trying to play to keep Sturdy intact, then he would then I think he would go Weezing over Donphan. Let's see. If I were to be an item, what would my item be? I don't think I'd probably Citrus. Like Spadef Citrus. And just get out of range of like break 2. Like if I can avoid 3-8 KO in the same way, but with Citrus, then that's probably what I'm gonna do. I just got a couple notifications on Discord. I gotta check those out. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. So yeah, I think that's actually what I'm gonna do. Earthquake, Knock, Smackdown, Rocks, and I think I'm gonna find a way. I need Crown. What was it? It was like Modest, Tachyon, Cutter, and I wanted Citrus to get me out of basically make it get me out of 3-8 KO range. So that was we'll just start here. 240, 176. This is careful. So Tachyon, let's say the first one. Ooh, that does so much. It does so much. So the Tachyon Cutter, it would do 50, and then get me to. It would do 50, and then get me to... I'm having a brain moment right now. If I want to avoid 3KO, that means I want... I gotta get my phone. Hold on. I don't know where I left it. I left it in the kitchen. So basically I want 125 divided by 3, and I want that to be the max roll, right? Well, we're not even close to that. What was it before? Why am I chirping? What was it before? Solve this, 34. Yeah, this is a 3KO, so 34.2 times 3, 102. And then when we take the vest off, is it that much worse? 51.1 plus 51.1. Oh my god. This tachyon cutter does so much. It does so much. Why does it do so much? Well, I'm at least out of 2-hit KO range. I'm at least out of 2-hit KO range. So there's that, you know. There is that. Jesus Christ. Same for this. If I did 100 minus 52.1 plus 25. That'd be 72.9. Fuck. Okay, Iron Crown. Modest. This thing is a lot stronger. So, I guess the skull does more? Okay. I guess that makes sense. Skull, 52.1. Fuck. Alright. 100. 6.2 plus 25. 68.80. God. Why does this do so much? It does so much. God damn. I'm thinking, what do I do about this? Like I said, I want to fit rocks, and citrus gives me another 25. But holy shit. It seems like AV cuts off like 50%, and citrus only cuts off 25. It's crazy how impactful AV is. God damn. And is this being done like all for... At the end of the day, I get rocks up, and I'm gonna damage something, right? I either get rocks up and he goes wheezing, or I get rocks up and then I knock the Dawn Fan, and then like we're good, right? Fuck. I feel inclined to leave Prim the same, maybe. I don't know how helpful Aqua Jet is, but having the boots is nice. Crocodile Citrus Berry. I guess at the end of the day, like, I just have to eat this, right? We'll do after a spike. So 125 minus 52.1 plus 25. Oh, sorry. 87.5 minus 52.1 plus 25. 60. 87.5 minus 55.7 plus 25, 56. Getting closer. 75. This is one spike. 31. 25. Okay, any lower than that. Okay. So I need this, and then Iron Crown will be less. Modest. Yeah, okay. 240. 108. Wow, this feels horrible. Oh my god, that feels awful. But I guess it is what it is, right? Damn. I wonder if I'm gonna regret this. We'll see how. I mean, we'll see how future mocks go. Maybe I just go for the AV that I had before. I guess put this in there. E4. Earthquake does a lot. Six. Actually, I don't care about that. I care about wheezing. That's the one that matters. I had Smackdown. This was neutralizing gas, earthquake. Oh, okay. Not bad. 56. Yeah, I'm just gonna go like this. I think I'm gonna leave Primarina for the same for the moment, and we'll see how it goes in mocks. So yeah, I think my next mock my next mock will be like in a couple hours. So we'll see how it all checks out then. Alright, so I made a couple of changes. I reevaluated the nasty plot that I had, or the special attack investment that I had on this. It only changed by like, I don't know, either for like 4 EVs or something, but it was so that +2. I already forgot what it was. It might have been +2 through a resist berry. I forgot what it was, but I adjusted it basically. Psychic, 2 KOs, wheezing now, always. After Black Sludge, even if it's max def. Crocodile changed to Citrus. I'm just gonna see how this goes. Actually, I don't remember if I did the Crocodile on camera or not. I think I did. But basically, it's the idea is, rather than being AV and avoiding a 3 KO, I'll take a hit from like Tachyon Cutter or Scald Raikou, hit the Citrus, whatever. I just want to get rocks up to force either to use rocks to break Sturdy on Donphan or to force Donphan to come in to break Sturdy in order to get the rocks off. I know that I have to rework this EV spread because I'm no longer draining Kiss, but I'm just not sure exactly what I want to do yet. But yeah, with that in mind, oh, I have 2 mocks here. I'm gonna pick this one because it was first. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna forgot to do this. This makes it easier for them to see. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna pick. Okay. Alright, so this is Terraflying Torn, and we have another Entei. The same 2 got benched. As last time, no Raikou, no Sinistcha. And with that in mind, that means I'm going to lead the Primarina again. If I did see a Sinistcha, then I will lead, then I'll lead Iron Hands. This is a Quark Drive Speed Iron Crown. Okay. The Tachyon Cutter will do. So it's not modest. It's not modest. If I go Crook, the Tachyon Cutter will do. We'll see if this play is wrong. I think it's right. I'll mind. Alright, well, I'm just gonna Earthquake. I ate that. Oh my god. Okay, what a disaster. What a disaster. What is the roll on that? Okay, let me think. I either go Ogerpon or Dark right here. Which one's worse for me? I think I'd rather go Ogerpon. Yeah, I'd rather go Ogerpon. And, okay. Yeah, the reason I'd rather go Ogerpon is because my switching into Necrozma is quicker. or not quicker. It's easier. If I had went Darkrai, I killed. Then he goes Samrock potentially. Then he gets a spike up. He also could have went Weezing in that scenario as well. But so now I Dragon Dance. Here's the X Scissor, and it does not kill. Citrus Berry. Encore. Okay, I guess this will lock me in. I don't know how many turns is it gonna lock me in. What a strange Encore. Repeats the last move for its next 3 turns. Honestly, you could go back into Weezing. You could literally go back into Weezing. That'd be 1. And then you would try and burn me maybe. And that'd be 2. And then you burn me again for real. And that's 3. It's possible he doesn't have the, he doesn't actually have burn move. Alright, we'll see how much this does. Hopefully it's not specs, because that'd be tough. Hurricane. Okay, that didn't do anything. No, I'm going to Heavy Slam now. This matchup just feels really hard for me, honestly. Alright, we have broken. We have broken Sturdy. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, I kinda wanna go Ogerpon. Ogerpon, Earthquake. Yeah, I'm gonna be aggressive. I don't have a switch. I just don't. Okay. My Zen do 40. If I do that, I'm gonna SD. And here's the Weezing. Let's just hope this does a lot. This play is probably bad, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, that'll do it. Are you max def? Yeah, he would have lived. Well, thing is, he can go Entei. Entei doesn't die to anything. Yeah, that play sucked by me, honestly. This scarf? No, wait, it's a scarf. This is a roll to die, you know. I could knock. 25% chance to oak both. He's done. He's almost certainly gonna live this. If you were at a rock to my breaking one, I don't think that would live. Darkrai is kind of decently positioned here. Necrozma is also decently positioned. I think. Should I knock? Like, if I'm not gonna kill anyway, should I be knocking? Yeah, we'll see if this is the right play. Well, okay, well, that certainly simplifies things. Yeah, honestly, I feel like the AV curve is better. Okay. Do I want to cudgel this? Or do I want to knock this? Dude, the thing is, I could straight up just go... I think I just want to take damage on this. Prim just kind of wins after this. So does Necross, so does Darkrai. I'm just gonna knock. Take the item off. Choice bands off. Okay. Now, I could go Primarina, or I can go Darkrai. I can do either of these things. I don't have a move that kills, I don't have a move that immediately kills the Samurott. I'm not going to get any other mileage out of Iron Hands if I don't go to it now. So I'm going to do that. It's now or never, basically. It's literally not useful if I don't go into it now. So I'm going to Earthquake, I think. I think I Earthquake. Yeah, I'm gonna Earthquake. Sax Iron Crown. The next guy coming in should be Donphan. It could be Samurott as well. Yeah, Samurott can kill, so you should just go Samurott. I guess actually any of these guys are fine. Yeah, I think I wouldn't go Donphan because there's a chance I outspeed. But the other two, either of them are fine. If I had to pick that one being better than the other, it's probably Samurott. Okay. Let this die. Flare Blitz. Alright, so if I want to Cross, that work? Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna try it out. Flare Blitz would do 64. The recoil would be a lot, though. I'll just try it. We'll see how it goes. That burn would have been fine. I'm so faster than everything, which is really what matters. Actually, do I want a Photon? Catch the Donphan? Yeah, because he's not gonna go. He's not gonna go Samurott. This probably doesn't even do a KO. Oh, it does. Would that have... Yeah, he would have avoided that to a KO. Not for that. Yeah, I don't know if this Crocodile is worth it. That's the main thing. I feel like I just made myself worse. Probably isn't. Photon. Alright. I think I'm gonna put the old Crocodile back. And then do this other mock. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now we are in this mock. We are back to the Crook from before. We have no Entei, so it's just Terraflying Torn. There's no Sinistcha. Okay, the Raikou is here though in place of Entei. So I think I'm gonna lead Prim again. U2. Because yeah, I think Prim is a superior lead, except for when Sinistcha comes. Then it's Iron Hands. Alright, yeah. So this is what we're looking for. I'm gonna Moonblast. He's probably going to go into the Crown, I think. He could also go into the Weezing. That would be justifiable. Okay, hard Raikou. Okay, we'll see how much this does. Not bad. Okay. I'm gonna go hard Crook. Okay, so you have a minus. You have minus special attack here. I think I want to knock first. Yeah, so here's the wheezing. We're gonna get the item off. See what the item is. It's a helmet. Okay, it is. Now I'm gonna go Necrozma. We'll see if he wisps. He does wisp. Now I'm going to DD as he goes Samurott. I'm going to X Scissor. This is gonna do a lot, but it's not going to kill. He is Scarf. Shit. Uh-oh. Code red. Now I'm going to Prim. I'm going to Prim. Scarf Samurott. Damn. Okay. Surf kills, so I'm just gonna surf. Raikou, we'll see how much this does. Does Jet kill? Jet does not kill. Damn, that's frustrating. So back to Crook. Yep, this is tough. This is a tough start. I want to smack. Oh, you scalded? Well, that killed. Okay. I'm kind of vulnerable to Iron Crown, honestly. I think I want to go Prim. And flip. And now you go into Tornadus. And I go into Iron Hands. I hope this thing is not Specs, because that's a problem if it is. Are you Specs? Okay, no, you are not. I'm gonna Heavy Slam. Wheezing. Alright, we caught the Wheezing. And we're not faster, so there's that. So I gotta go Hard Cross. And here's Donphan. I'm just gonna Photon for damage. If I Photon for damage, then I at least get this Sturdy off. And now Ogerpon looks really strong at this moment. Okay. Now I should go Ogerpon and I will kill something. I'm guaranteed to kill something. So that's what I'm gonna do. Ogerpon. And I think I want to knock actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna knock. Yep, got the crown. Well, he's faster, so I guess I didn't catch it really. Did half. Thing is, like, I'm faster. This is not good. This is not good, not good. I should be inclined to sack Crook. Go Prim. Crook, then go Prim. Then back to Ogerpon. The thing is, this probably outspeed. This is literally probably outspeed my Ogerpon, which is not good. Not good at all. Because the thing is, I could take one hit and it would be okay, but I could take one hit and it would be alright, but I don't actually kill. Because I don't know that I kill. This knockoff. It's really no bulk. Yeah, because the thing is, like, I could knock off Sack Crook, go Prim, Aqua Jet. I could do that. Alternatively, I can keep Ogerpon at full, Sack Crook, go Prim, Surf, then Aqua Jet. But then I have no switch on Samurott, which I still kind of need. So... Fuck. I'm just gonna knock. I think I do just have to take the hit here, which I don't want to, but I have to. For what it's worth, he is timid and not modest. Okay, so Tachyon didn't even do that much. So now I'm gonna sack the Crook and go Prim and Aqua Jet. Now I have Ogerpon at half, but it should be able to. I gotta get this Torn lower than it currently is. Dude, the Samurott being Scarf is so annoying. This is not good. This is Not good. Not good, not good, not good. The reason I say that is because I could go hands, I'd be sacking it, go Darkrai, Dark Pulse, get in range of Ogre Pawn, and then, but like I could just switch out and regen back up. That's the problem. Alternatively, I could sack this for damage. I could sack this for damage, pivot Iron Hands to switch into Samurott like one time, then win with Darkrai? Maybe? Win with Ogre Pawn? Cause yeah, the Samurott does like at best not that much. On the other hand, my Prim will do around like a decent chunk too. This will do 45. Go at 45. 45 again. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this hit me. Ooh, that killed. Fuck. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Alright, now I'm going to this. This is horrible. This is absolutely awful. God, this is so tough. This is so tough. My team is so weak to Torn. Alright, so we're gonna have you Sim kill this. And Iron Hand's at the end of the line, pretty much. It seems like. Alright, that's just 39. Here, Earthquake. I think I'm just gonna go you. Dark Pulse. Okay. Now Samurott, I'm not gonna live this. That's the problem. I'm not gonna live this. Aqua Cutter. Oh, you Aqua Cuttered. I thought you'd have Sacred Sword. Okay. And now you go Torn, and I Dark Pulse. That's just 48. Yeah, I don't. This doesn't work. And because Cudgel is like 43. So yeah, I lost. That's like, ooh, what? Oh, you're not bulky. That's why. You're not bulky. Okay. This is not working. But I think I need to like sleep on it or something, because this is just not working. Yeah, I gotta figure something out. Alright, well, I'm gonna pause the recording, or stop the recording, and probably crack at it tomorrow morning and see what I come up with. But yeah, like, these games are they're just not working. Alright, so I totally without thinking hopped on my computer and started making edits to the team without remembering to record. But I have someone here that's ready to mock me. I gotta come up with a bluff Terra for Regidrago. I'm going to, as I'm playing, I'm gonna try and explain why I brought the stuff that I did, basically. Drago, Raikou, Steel. I think I'm gonna be Steel again. Alright. So make sure we got everything right here. Hide, replay. 2. Okay. I don't know that. If you notice, the Regidrago was replaced by Crocodile. I realized that AV Regidrago actually takes hits very, very well. We'll see if it ends up being better, but basically it's a 1-for-1 swap in terms of roll for Crocodile. It's gonna take hits mostly from Iron Crown and I guess Raikou if it comes, and then it's pretty strong also in its own right. I think I can kind of like spam Ancient Power versus Weezing it when it's at lower health and maybe make something happen. But yeah, there's no Sinistcha, so I think I'm gonna lead Primarina. This set is also weakness policy, which is something I wanted to bring at the start actually. Hold on, let me think. This thing is too dangerous, so I think I'm gonna go straight to Drago. All right, Calm Mind. This might be. I'm just gonna Earth Power it down. The Tachyon's not gonna do much at all. Psychic Noise. Okay, that did nothing. Interesting. So we're just gonna keep EPing. Yeah, so that next Tachyon's not gonna kill either. So this will be in revenge range. Now this Outrage actually seems to be doing more. So I'm gonna Outrage next. Let's see if it does do more. Yeah, oh, it does less. Ha, messed that one up. Okay, no big deal. But yeah, this effectively seems to have done the same job as Iron Crown. We'll see how well that ends up being. Okay, so we force it out, so we get to keep our Drago actually, which is nice. Well, do I care about that? Is that even good? I've also changed to Policy Necrozma, which I want to go hard into. Hopefully he doesn't Wisp, I think he'll just attack. Goes for T-Spike, okay. This is now Policy. I feel like he has not been statusing my Necrozma that effectively. So he stays in. Why would you do this? I mean, this is literally just C teaming. Like, why? You don't even know in theory if I'm physical or special. You literally do not even know. I'll just DD again. Whatever. Make Scissor. Now we're back at like +0. It's very frustrating. And probably has Sucker. Try not to get tilted. This has been a frustrating week in terms of this build, and I don't get to test this Necrozma now because you magically knew that I'm physical when you would never know that in theory. But yeah, the idea was like this was Policy. Samurott was pretty consistently popping Policy, so I thought I'd be able to get something going with that. But I guess not. So we're gonna have about a handful of turns with so this Entei E-Speed's gonna kill, so okay, so we effectively have like 2 sacks. Both Drago and Necrozma are both useless. Yeah, that's so frustrating. If I'm like regular special Necrozma, like that's just a game-losing play. I have special Photon the Weezing and Ogrepon wins. Why? Oh, okay, just a mock. Do I sack this or sack Drago? One of these is getting sacked. My attack is higher than my special. I think I'm gonna sack Drago. Necrozma could still be useful for Weezing at some point, possibly. So here's the Entei. I guess now I'll go into Prim. And his immediate switch, I'm actually not sure what it would be. Might be the Weezing. I'm just gonna Calm Mind. Might go Torn even. Yeah, I'm trying to go for some more like offensive pops to like maybe catch him by surprise and get a few kills. Just because like the way that I've been building before, it's just not working in this matchup. But this build obviously is more vulnerable to T-Spike, and we're kind of seeing the fruits of that, which is not ideal. But kind of still racking my head around what to do with that. Because like realistically with Necrozma there, like if he doesn't Wisp and I just DD, I mean I possibly just win on the spot. Well, maybe I don't. It depends on how much I take from Entei. There's probably some EVs to play around with there. I also like the idea of Specs Prim, but I like being able to flip as well. So I don't know. Maybe I should just be clicking attacks, right? So I'm going to Calm Mind. We'll see how much this does. I like to Kiss. The Ice Beam will do a lot. I think if I Kiss, it'll get me out of range, then I can Ice Beam and kill this Torn. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. I don't have a perfect handle on the calcs. I just threw this set together now. But the idea was that this would get popped by Raikou. Or I guess, well, it wouldn't be Weezing. Really just be Raikou. Otherwise, it can like defensively beat Samurott. Okay, so now we're out of Surf should do 67, 57 to 67. That Kiss did 38. So now I kind of want to Ice Beam. I'm just gonna Surf actually. We'll see how much this does. I can see him going hard, wheezing like into a resist, or he's going to give me a Pokemon here. He has to. It's either gonna be Torn or it's gonna be something else. Unsure if the policy is even helpful though. Maybe I should just be Boots CM, Kiss, and then just like switch out of the. I'm pretty fast. Drain Kiss kill? It does. Slurp. Yeah, pretty fast Prim. Yeah, maybe I don't need policy. Maybe I can just be Boots, and then I can kind of pop this type of set at any point. So the Weezing's down, so Ogerpon's looking very good. The Entei is still too healthy. That Hurricane did 40, so Torn does kill me from here, and then that kind of opens me up against Samurott, which is not ideal. I could go. I think actually I might want to sack Necrozma and then go hands. I think I'm gonna do that. Goes for Kane, and now it's Iron Hands. I think I always just click the Ice Punch here. Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna Ice Punch. He's gonna go Donphan. So the the Sturdy is broken, which is nice. Now I kind of feel inclined to. The Tornadus is too healthy for Ogerpon at +2 to just kill it. I kind of wonder if I want like a rock move. I'm not sure if I do, but I could sack Prim. Go Ogerpon, SD. Let's see, Torn. Let's say he's not bulky. Yeah, it's a roll in that case. Actually, I don't think Rock Move even kills Torn. I think Ivy Cudgel might do more. Maybe I'm tripping on that though. Ogerpon is Boots. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sack Prim and then go Ogerpon and then Cudgel. Goes for rocks. All right. I'm faster here too, so hard Torn. That Surf did, yeah, I'm in Torrent range. Okay, so this is Slackberry. Alright, back to Iron Hands. And I'm just gonna Ice Punch again. This is very low, and it's actually in range of the Ogerpon that I was talking about. So, this actually puts us in a very good spot. Didn't put us in a very good spot with respect to Entei though, which is not great. So I have to figure out how I'm going to square that away. The Samurott's also too healthy for Darkrai. So a part of me kind of wants to like maybe pick up a hit here, and then pick up a hit here. Go maybe Darkrai first to get some more chip. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to win this game though. I don't think I can. Entei. Entei. Ice Punch. I don't know if I need to get this prediction right on Donphan. I don't know if I need to. I guess it'd be nice. I think I'll Ice Punch, and then I actually outspeed the sec. Ooh, that doesn't kill. Well, I got a freeze, so that's nice. Is this a mistake? Should I be going Ogerpon and trying to like double SD? Let me think. I wonder if that's like a better play. Yeah, I think it might be. We'll see. I'm gonna SD. We'll see if he thaws. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. And the Torn is too healthy. If it switches out 3 times, I really gotta calc Entei. That's what I actually gotta calc. Yeah, I'm gonna SD one more time to get the Entei. Just SDing several times on this. Let's see. Ante. Yeah, Cudgel will kill this, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it won't. If it's like bulky, it might live. Nope. Okay, it dies. Thorn. Probably should go just Samurai. Okay. Well, that was very frustrating because of the Necrozma turn. Literally, there's no planet that Weezing ever stays in Wisps. That will never happen. So, that was irritating. That was like 100% like just knowing that I'm DD. But the Drago was cool, and it's definitely like more flexible than Crocodile. I really wish I could fit hazards though. I really do. Weakness policy. This was a waste. This was a total troll on my part. I think I kind of want to go back to the really fat set that I was. I actually don't need. I was gonna say I don't know if Ice Beam's even that helpful, but it's kind of nice for the It's kind of nice for the Sinistra. So I don't know if I want to get rid of it. Because I could be healing myself on Sinistra with like Kiss. I also wonder like if I could be on core in that last slot, and then I would just like beat Sinistra. I think that'd actually be really cool. If like something tried to CM more me, I could be on core. Yeah, like I don't know that Ice Beam's like that useful. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But I do like Boots, probably more. Boots probably more than weakness policy. I think if it comes down to it, where Raikou comes in, I probably should just switch to Drago rather than trying to make something happen. Unless of course like I'm at a certain health to where I don't have to worry about it. But like ultimately I'm not gonna be checking Samurott by any stretch of the imagination without Boots, so I should just commit to that. Target's cured of its burn. I don't care about that. Encore. There's also Hydro and there's also Jet. Both of those are cool, for emergencies. That Earth Power didn't do fuck all. That didn't do anything. I wonder if I should be physical. Would physical be better? The only thing is like it's hard with respect to Dragon Move. And I also know that Iron Crown like has really good Fizz Def, so let me see. Crown 100. Oh, its Fizz Def is actually worse than its Spud Def, so yeah, maybe Earthquake is just better. Maybe being physical is just better. But then there's the Ancient Power, which is cool. Earthquake, Outrage. Then we could do something like this. Draco, Earthquake, Outrage, and then if there's a move to hit? If there's a move to hit the Weezing, then it's probably worth it. The only thing I can think of that being is like, I can only think of that being Explosion, honestly, or like Giga Impact, but probably not. There's also Body Slam. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna explode as my move there. And then when I come in on Raikou or Iron Crown, like I'm just gonna Earthquake them, rather than mess around with CM. Yeah, I'm not sure about Encore or how much that helps me versus Sinistra. Because like I could, let's say I CM as I go Sinistra. I could probably Draining Kiss first, and if they CM, then I would just Encore. If they don't CM, man, the problem is like that their first Matcha Gacha is I think gonna do like a lot of damage. 40? That's better than I thought, honestly. So I could take one Matcha Gotcha. Oh, this is no. Well, I kind of expect that. I kind of expect this to be max Fizdef for Ogerpon if it comes. What if I see him twice? That'd be kind of cool. Then I would do 30, and then I could more than heal that back. Yeah, maybe I see him twice, and then I encore if they, if they CM. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll start with encore, and then we'll just kind of see. We'll kind of see what it looks like. I think I want to go back to Samurai H. I think I want to go back to the like very fat set that I was in terms of Fizdef. Ceaseless. 168. Actually, I want the speed though. Yeah, never mind. I'm trolling. I want the speed. That's the thing. 72. What was it? 4 and then 92. Was it like that? Yeah. So I think I'm gonna keep the spread then and just put encore and boosts. This is cool. We made it physical. I think Iron Hands is still good. This is the Necrozma is trickier, and also the Darkrai is trickier. The hazards are just so annoying. I think how much does Entei do if it's choice banded? Choice band. Darkrai. How bad? Darkrai's defenses aren't this terrible. There's no excuse for this. I wonder if I should be like boots and then like a bit fatter, like a fatter set. Let's say that Weezing doesn't want to be especially defensive, because honestly I don't think it does. Psychic. Okay, this does so much. This is so much damage. I mean, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Probably want at least 4. If it is especially defensive. Damn, that does a lot. Okay. We could bypass Black Sludge and just have us cover just a true 2-hit KO on Spidef. That's not so bad. And then Dark Pulse probably still does a lot to everything that it's supposed to. Dark Pulse. The main thing is like I don't know if offensive Torn gets 2-hit KO by this. Maybe it does. Ooh, ouch. Okay. This thing is so fucking weak. Sludge Bomb. I had the Sludge Bomb for Fairy Torn, and then it hits Samurott. I don't think there's an alternate click here. But I could Wisp, commit to Wisping Samurott and then switching, and then just be like Ice Beam, Psychic, Ice Beam. Like if it's on switch, like I'm just burning. That might be best, honestly. But then if he is the fairy, though, actually, is Thunderwave better than Wisp? Low key. That's something to think about. Thunderwave or Wisp? Wisp has been better versus Donphan, that's for sure. Yeah, I have to think about it. Dark Pulse, Wisp, Psychic, Ice Beam, Scissor, Sludge Bomb. If we're gonna be real here, like Sludge Bomb isn't really an attack on Samurott. Like it's really just kind of not. But there's the Fairy Torn. But here's the thing though, if it's Fairy Torn, then my Ogerpon Cudgel does like 10 million. So maybe that's just like what we have to accept. And then we just kind of Ice Beam it, or we could wave it. We could do like Wisp and T-Wave. Dark Pulse, Psychic, Wisp, T-Wave. It seems kind of silly, but it might be the move. I don't think he's gonna be Fairy Torn if he has Weezing though. So there's that. Dark Pulse, Wisp, Psychic, Ice Beam. This might just be like a a call that I make that he's just not going to be fairy torn, and that might be what it comes down to. But I want to check how much E-Speed does to a Darkrai like this. Adamant E-Speed 30 to 35. That's pretty good. Choice band. Okay, that we kind of want to get. We'll probably want to get this under to a KO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I'm trolling. We're boots. You can just go by twos. Let me go back to where I was. It's true that I technically could get knocked, but I'm not worried about that. We want to cover 2 E-Speeds while having as much HP as possible, because obviously that's gonna help versus any special attacks that we might take. We can get this under 50%, that'd be great. I'm kind of worried that we're not going to be able to, though. This is banded. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes clicking. 3 8s. 112. Yeah, looks like I did. 12. Yeah, looks like it is actually quite hard to get this like for sure out of 2 KO range, but it's got to be really, really unlikely. So let's try this again. Let's see how bad the percent chance is. 152 divided by 8. This E-Speed is a 22.3% chance to kill. And that's 14.8. 11. Probably under 11 is fine. Yeah, like 8%. Like, what are the odds of that? You know, that shit ain't happening. Another way we can rationalize it though is like if we're never taking a special hit, then why don't we just? Well, I guess we could technically take a hit from Torn. I guess that's possible. I'm trying to think. Does it get us like substantially below 8 point? Oh, we would have to sacrifice all that just to get a 3% chance lower, like calc. So I think we're just gonna do Dark Pulse. We're just gonna run this set. Ogerpon. Yeah, we're gonna do this. The main thing that I'm worried about right now is one, is T-Punch that good? I noticed that I haven't had a great mid-ground between it would be what, Dawn Fan. It was like I could Ice Punch these two, and then it doesn't hit this. Actually, there's probably nothing I can do about that, actually. Other than be like CC, you know? So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna be T-Punch. I think I'm gonna leave that as is. Leave this, leave this. This is like this has been troublesome because, like I imagine he's not gonna Wisp. But if he does Wisp, that would be horrible. And I want to be special, but I can't because the Samurott actually doesn't get hit by anything. Anything from the special side, that is. Could be stored power in theory. Like CM ID stored power Moonlight walled by Samurott, so I'd have to have 2 attacks. So yeah, it would probably just be like Iron Defense. Yeah, I don't know about that. But DD seems so strong. It seems genuinely so strong. The real thing is like, I wonder if it'd be better if I could just get, like if I am Lumberry and I could get, what was I gonna say? I could get Samurott to not to a KO. That would be even better. but I don't think that's possible. This thing does so fucking much. Let's say we were max defense, just for sake of argument. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way it can be done. Yeah, that's absurd. Troublesome. It would be interesting if I could be DD then ID, and then like 2 attacks could break everything. What if I was DD ID and then I was photon. So I would need something to hit Samurai and Crown. So I think like I could just be like, well, I was like I could just be like Earthquake, but that's probably silly. I think there's probably no way that does that much. Let's say I was DD, yeah, like a +3 Earthquake. Oh shit. Okay, hold up. Actually, there's a lot. Let's say, and let's say Ceaseless did like this small amount. That'd be interesting. But this also hinges on me getting burned for no fucking reason. So there's that. Yeah, like if I was something like this, DD photon. Yeah, that it literally would be like game over if I got this off. Well, it wouldn't be game over exactly. Earthquake, Samurai. Yeah, this would do 95. Iron Crown. How much does Iron Crown take from +3 X's? Or yeah, that wouldn't do it either. How frustrating. Like in theory, I'd want to like double DD then weakness policy pop. Here's a real question: why is my plus? Sweet. 48. I wonder if instead I should be I should raw X-Scissor out of wheezing, and then he hits me, then I DD. Like I wonder if that's better. Because like yeah, this +3 X-Scissor does 10 million. This +1 never kills, so it's kind of like one or the other. Yeah, I mean, the Weezer just has to, like, not burn me randomly. That's really what it comes down to. But another problem is, like, if I reveal special, if I reveal physical, rather, that gives him a reason to wisp right away if he has it, which is not great. I really don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs to make that play, but he could, and that's really all that matters. Iron Crown. 48, 8. Still does so much. How much does Brick Break do? Brick Break? Nothing. It doesn't do shit. Okay. If we were to do it the way I'm saying with Iron Defense, the move would have to be Earthquake. It would have to be. DDID. And then I would just need Samurai would at least have to die to 2 Earthquakes guaranteed, which is very doable, obviously. So we can start with this. Alright. Then Iron Crown. Let's just say your max phys def just for sake of LOLs. Okay, this is not real. Never mind, this is not real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now wheezing. Yeah, another bonehead thing about like intentionally burning wheezing is that I'm pretty sure my photon becomes special, and that's like you have no chance of not dying. You always die, even if you get that play right. In theory, you guaranteed die. So pretty silly. That did trigger the fuck out of me. Let's say you're Mickey Payapa for no reason. Yeah, this will more than kill. So let's say we're at 32. Tornadus. We do want to kill like bulky Torn. So we'll do 64. That gets us up to here. Dawn Fan. 59. Okay, this is still a 2 KO. Nice. We want to make sure we kill Raikou probably. What if it was Fat Raikou, which I don't think is real? Okay. Well, we can sprinkle a little more. Sinistcha. This is actually a big one. This one's difficult. So that Shadow Ball. Okay, so we're gonna want to invest a bit in we're gonna want to invest a bit into some defenses. And I think the last one we gotta cover is Entei. Let's imagine it's a bulky Entei. Oh, we have Earthquake. Okay. So we actually don't need all of this attack. So let's start making ourselves very fat. Let's say, what's 269? Alright. We don't need that much. Okay. Let's start here with Adamant Ceaseless. Let's say we do 204. That does 35. Keeping it out of 3 KO range is pretty nice. Because that means like we would DD and then we would Iron Defense. We get hit by 1. We'd get hit by 2. So we'd be at 33 defense. Let's see if we can do something better with that. I'm kind of gonna mess with this for a bit. 251. Let's see if they correct the spread. Yep, they do. Okay. Oh, well, all right. 204. Actually, hold up. I did that wrong. 251. That gives us some HP. Go like this. All right, let's honestly, I don't know. Let's just see what this looks like. Actually, 391 is what we would do. 224. 68. That doesn't help that much. How much does help? What amount does help? Is there a world to get under 25? No, there isn't. Okay. DD, Photon Earthquake. 224. Keep it under a third. $40. Okay. So this is like what we would do basically. 224, 40, 28, 228. Oh wait a second. 40. Jolly. So that would, and if a finish doesn't come, then this thing just like absolutely smokes. Now I want to calc Ogerpon rock moves on stuff. Ogerpon, Tornadus T. I'm almost certain that rock move does less than Cudgel. Maybe I'm trolling with that, but I think it does. Especially Rock Tomb, which is so weak. Rock Tomb, Terra. No, Rock Tomb does more. All right, I guess I am trolling. So +2 Rock Tomb, non-bulky. Okay, damn. All right. That almost kills. All right, what if I were to fit Rock Tomb? Maybe I should fit Rock Tomb on Torn, and then Iron Crown. One thing about Iron Crown is it never kills. It like never kills me. So maybe I keep the Zen, and then I get rid of the knock, and then I just try to like I cudgel through. At +2, can I cudgel through? No, I can't. Oh, maybe with adamant. Cudgel, man, that's pretty close. That is pretty close. Maybe with a little bit of chip. That's like decently likely. Yeah, maybe I can probably up the attack here. 232, 248. I think this might be better. Sorry, I have the order wrong here. Be Cudgel, Swords Dance, Zen Headbutt, Rock Tomb. Yeah, this might be better. Obviously Knock seems nice, but I think I can eat from these guys. Drago. Okay, I think I'm gonna give this a try. We'll see how much better it is. So we'll see if I can get another mock. I'll be back when I'm back. All right, so we got the same guy here. One quick change I made off camera is I changed the bluff Terra type on Drago to fire to deter Wheezing from clicking Wisp. That may or may not work, but we'll see. U2. So here's Torn. God. So here's the thing. He asked me if I wanted to test versus Specs Torn because I had been talking about that with some of the mockers. Because none of them have brought Specs Torn, but this thing does fucking a million, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna go Iron Hands, and this is gonna do 10,000 probably. What the hell? Okay. Heavy Slam, there's Dawn Fan. Alright, so hard Dawn Fan, Sturdy is broken. Part of me wants to go hard Ogre Pawn, but I don't think that's that good. So maybe I'll go Necrozma or back to Prim. The thing is, I could see him Earthquaking. How much does Earthquake do to Prim? This could 2 a KO Prim, so that's actually tough. But I guess I could see him and then Draining Kiss after. I don't want to go hard Ogre Pawn because it's not going to be good into Wheezing right away. Same for Drago. If I go Drago, then that's going to invite Wheezing, which I'm not going to hit at all. And then I'd go to Necrozma. So I could go Drago and then double Necrozma. Or I go straight to Prim. But Drago actually will take a lot. Oh, Drago takes a lot from EQ as well. Okay, no, I cannot do that. Okay, so here's Rocks. I'm gonna CM. Yeah, I'm just gonna CM because my water move does a lot. It does quite a lot to this team. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, it's kind of a bad spot. So hard Iron Crown is what he goes into. He pops Quark, his booster energy, Quark Drive, gets speed boost. So I can either surf right away. This Tachyon is not going to do a lot at all. Part of me kind of wants to Calm Mind again. Well, actually, this is dangerous because I can't Encore as the slower guy. Well, what if? Well, if I Encore and I surf. Yeah, actually, maybe I can. Darkrai would do. let's say I encore, I surf, then I surf again, and then Darkrai. Or I could go hard Ogre Pond, Cudgel. Cudgel will do a little more. Yeah, I think I'm gonna surf first. So he goes for CM. That's his 42. I think I'm gonna encore. Ah, shit. Okay, so he goes for. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to Drago then. 1, 2. Now I'm going to Earthquake. Draco. He should double Wheezing, I think. Alright, you're dead. Tornadus is here. Okay, hold up. Does this, if this is Specs, does this even kill me with anything? Choice Specs, Bleak Wind, Hurricane. I think I live. I think I should just Outrage. Well, Outrage doesn't kill. Yeah, my Outrage doesn't kill. That's not good. But Crown is not that high, for what it's worth. Yeah, I'm an Outrage. It doesn't even 2 a KO. Well, it might 2 a KO. It does so much. I think I want to keep Prim relatively healthy. For Entei especially, I think I can offensively handle Samurott, but Entei's a bit more complicated. My hands is at 69. I think I'm just gonna boom here. Let's see what he went for T-Spike. I literally feel like there's no winning for me, because now I can go Cross and just Dragon Dance. I'm trying to guard against like the random Wisp, and then just T-Spike goes up. Why would you do that? Because like if I just attacked you, you died. And the Weezing, I can outlast the Weezing's. I can outlast the Weezing's attacks, because it would be Encore, and I would click a move, and then you go Weezing, click a move, Weezing hits you once, it doesn't do anything. Why would you not just attack? This is so frustrating. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like if I'm running sets that were contingent on my opponent making the right plays, like I've already lost, I guess you could say. How much does Torn do? Air Blast +1. I think I'm gonna see him first. Flip. Yeah. I mean, you're probably gonna go into a Pokemon that you don't want to just die. A Hard Crown. CM. I don't believe you can kill me with anything. Tachyon. Yeah, so you're gonna get hit by that, and you're down. Torn. U-turn. So Torn just got itself healthy again. Very frustrating. Hard Entei. Hard Entei. So part of me wants to go Crosmo just to get a hit. 47. I'm actually gonna be in Sacred Fire range. Darkrai, Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire does a lot of Darkrai as well. But it does get, I mean, damage is damage. Sacred into E-Speed does not kill. And I think that's really what matters here. Yeah, Sacred into E-Speed doesn't kill unless he burns me. If he, yeah, I guess unless he burns me, there's that. Emerald. So I think I just burn. Or maybe I go sack Necrozma, go Ogerpon, and SD. But then he'll just encore because fuck me. So I'll just go for a burn. We'll see what it looks like. That does not a lot. Okay. If you went for Razor, Encore, Ceaseless Edge, Flip Turn. I imagine Razor is in your kit here. I'm in 2 KO range of Ceaseless, which is not great. I'm still out of range of 1 Torn move, but that's it. I would have to come in clean. This is frustrating. My Dark Pulse does so little. So little. Yeah, I think I will just go hard. I'm gonna go hard Ogerpon. I don't know. I don't even think this play is very good. Big flip turns. Okay, well if you just if you flip turn and I attacked, then yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I really don't know what to make of this. I guess I just sack Cross. I don't even know why I'm playing this out. It's over. Back to Darkrai. Dark Pulse. 47. And okay, this is banded. So at least we're not going to get an E-Speed here. Samurott. Okay. Dark Pulse again. This thing might have a priority move. Okay, any flinch? Yep, we get a flinch. Dark Pulse again. That's crazy. That's crazy that we ate. So now it's probably Entei, and it will E-Speed. How much does Banded E-Speed do to Ogerpon? Does not to a KO. That's interesting. E-Speed, 2 E-Speeds will do. Oh, this doesn't have this food, it's not banned. Voice band 50. Fuck. How annoying. How fucking annoying. I just have to go for it. It's a roll. I don't think the roll's even in my favor. But I just have to SD. I think his only play is to just SD twice. Alright, hard wheezing. Then This actually doesn't kill. Well, like, it's a roll, not in my favor. Okay, any flinch? Okay, well, there's a burn. There you have it. Toxic spikes, will-o-wisp. Let's just see if he has poison move. I'm sure he does. Does not. Okay. But the Entei East-Speed kills now, so this is still over. That 8, god damn. When will it stop? When will the pain stop? Now you just go Entei and East-Speed. Okay. Alright then. Well, that was... I think he still wins. Maybe. Yeah. GG. Alright, I gotta go figure something out. Alright, I'll record again when I have something. Alright, so I made a couple of changes. The main idea really with these changes is I took AV out for Light Clay. Spidef still takes hits decently well from Iron Crown. Obviously not as well. But yeah, I did this so I could fit Reflect. The idea being that after like Wheezing comes in, for example, trying to, you know, wall this, I can get a Reflect up, Explode, which guarantees damage on Wheezing for Ogerpon, and then go straight to Necrozma. It'll force the Wheezing out, and Samurott will come in, and I'll get a DD off with a Reflect up. Otherwise, nothing else is going to really hit me that hard. And then for Primarina, honestly, this last slot, I don't know what I want for this last move slot. But everything else is the same. So we're going to try and get it going here. Same group of 6 versus this construct. We're going to be leading Primarina, as I've discussed. Hide Replay, Join Plus. Specs is just going to do too much, so I'm going to go straight to Iron Hands. One uncomfortable thing about AV coming off the Regidrago is just that there's not nearly as much to take hits like this, but it is what it is. I think I want to Heavy Slam to, yeah, I'm going to Heavy Slam, hits Wheezing, breaks the, I guess Ice Punch in either case. It's really, the damage on Wheezing is important, the damage on Donphin is not. All that matters is I break the Sturdy, whereas like actually getting substantial damage on Wheezing is important. So that's why on that turn, like even if I know Donphin's coming, I'm always Heavy Slamming. Now I'm going to go to Primarina, and this should, you know, rocks are up. I think I'm going to CM like last time. Here's the Iron Crown. Quark Drive. I think I just attack into this. I think that's what I would do. I could go into, I could in theory go into Drago, but I think I just attack twice here. This does 40 for not even. Does Jet kill? Ah, it doesn't. How annoying. I wonder, like, if I was a different nature, would this kill? No, it still wouldn't. Not unless I invest. And maybe that's something to consider. I'll just consider investing. So I think I'm gonna, because, okay, I'm gonna Draining Kiss to get some health back, and then Aqua Jet. It's like this. It's like the same as if I just attacked. Then Jet to get the kill. This is like the most health I could have. If he switches, then that's annoying, I guess. We are more vulnerable to Samurott, as we've discussed. But I think that's something that we're accepting, I guess. Are we in Torrent? We are in Torrent. Alright. Tornadus. Does a Specs set kill? I think it does. Almost certainly it does. 30. Voice Specs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Aquages is 20. We are boots. We probably can live one hit from Samurott. Kind of uncomfortable here. Because Iron Hands would take another 36. Paralyzed at 36. 39. Yeah, I might be able to do hands one. This might be my last hand switch, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, this is a roll. Annoying, annoying, annoying. So this is a roll. He might get it. He might not. If he does get it, that's really bad. That's really bad. Yeah, I think that's a bad play by him because he knows it's a roll. If he didn't get it, I would just one-shot him. And for what? For nothing. So I'm going to go into the Drago. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to reflect, then boom, probably. And then go Cross. We'll see what that looks like. Here's the Wheezing. I'm going to go hard into Necrozma because you might T-Spike on this turn. And he goes for, so I'm going to DD. Now we're going to see how this goes. I think I might double DD because I outspeed. Yeah, because I outspeed, so... Fuck! I did it again. You know what? I literally just want to forfeit. I'm DDing a million times. Let's see how much this does. That was obviously not the right play, but I'm just so frustrated. They're like, I can... I don't even want to upload this. I literally don't even want to upload this. This has been an infuriating, infuriating building week. Like, sure, you can encore, but you will die immediately. Air Blast does not kill. Fuck it. I'm just forfeiting. Alright, next set of changes. I'm going to try Lead Drago, which is just straight up screens. Screen, boom. And Earthquake only if it's Iron Crown. And then go from there. The Necrozma is the same. I'm trying Flip Turn on Prim. Darkrai is now nasty 3 attacks. I actually went T-Wave instead of Wisp, and then I thought, you know what if I'm just Nasty Plot? I adjusted the spread to be a little more aggressive on the speed creep so I can have some more bulk. To live like a hit from Samurai, from Torn, 2 E-Speeds from Bandente, etc. We'll see if this ends up doing it. Okay. I'd replay. Come on, join plus U2. That's it. I'll answer that. I had a DM, but I'll answer that later. I'm really Drago, and I'm screening right away. I've had it with this motherfucker. We'll see how bad this Bex does. Just U-turns, okay. I imagine you'd worry about me being Scarf. That's what I would think. I'm gonna go hard Necro and just DD. And because of him being, the potential for him being Encore, I think I just attack this every time. Maybe I get a crit. If I get a crit, that'd be nice. Citrus Berry. We just Encores. So the next turn is going to be, I think I go back to Drago. He should switch here into Entei. Alright, this is a good turn for me. I think I should reflect now. Now we have Wheezing. kind of want to boom. Yeah, I'm gonna boom. So the light screen's on its way out, but at least I'll have the the light screen's out. At least I'll have the reflect for a while. Now I can go back to Necro and SD and DD again, and did 71. But that would stall out some of my turns. So I think I kind of want to go Darkrai actually. That might be better. I think I'm just gonna plot. See that I'm boots and not weakness policy on this turn. But his like strange stream, like he doesn't do that much. Obviously behind the screen. But if I'm plot, I mean, it's kind of a dangerous spot for him. The only thing is, does Specs Torn Oko my Darkrai like that? That's the main concern that I would have. I'm gonna plot and Dark Pulse. He's gonna eat this because he has a Sturdy, obviously. But we should comfortably stomach the Earthquake. If we get a flinch, that's even better. How annoying. That's so annoying. That is so fucking annoying. Well, that just... and you didn't Ice Shard. Okay, alright. I'm so frustrated again. I'm gonna flip now. Tachyon Cutter, that did so much. But you're fucking... It's faster than Darkrai, so I don't even fucking check it. This is so aggravating. This is so fucking aggravating. And DDing doesn't even help me because I want outspeed. Oh my god. That doesn't kill. I fucking had it with this shit. Alright. I don't remember. I think it's basically the same Prim with Ice Beam for a Sinistcha that isn't coming. We're gonna leave the same Darkrai. I think what I'm trying to do is with the changes I'm gonna do the changes that I made and then still lead Prim. Because that sequence was still good. Like the sequences that came out of that were still good for getting a heavy slam on Donphan. So I just need so like I'm wondering if that's like the missing piece where like all the same screens bullshit works and whatnot, but I just have to not do it off lead. Prim. Alright, so here's Torn. Hard hands. This is what I was doing last time. Terra Blast. Alright, now I'm going to Heavy Slam. That did a fuck ton. Actually didn't. It did 33. I don't know. Maybe the fact that it brought it to 60% is what made it seem so freaky. Okay, so we broke the Sturdy. Back to Prim because Earthquake does too much to Drago. Rocks are up, and now I'm going to CM. Here's Iron Crown. Surf. So we're going to see if this works better than the last one. Tachyon Cutter. I don't think it'll do a KO. 1, 2. Okay, it does 39. And I want a Draining Kiss, but I can't, so I'm just gonna Surf. Okay, so we took Crown. We're really low, which is not great for Samurott, but it is what it is. The Sturdy is broken on Donphan, which is nice. So now we're kind of in a better position to cook up with Necrozma. I'm pretty sure that Ceaseless Edge still kills this. Yeah, so we're out of range. So I'm just going to Ice Beam. He's going to kill me. Alright, cool. So now I'm going to go I go straight to Iron Hands or I go to Drago. Parablast, Drago. Yeah, I'm gonna go Drago. And now I'm gonna try and get my screens going. Reflect. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reflect first. I think Weezing's coming in, and that's gonna be better to get in Necrozma. Okay, reflect. Hard Necrozma. He should. I think he'll T-Spike. He might Strange Stream. But I'm bluffing like Terrifier, so I don't think he should Wisp. Necrozma. Okay, T-Spike. Let's DD. Now here's where I will X-Scissor. 65, 60, Encore. And now this X-Scissor's coming back out. This is so annoying. Oh, I'm Boots. I'm actually Boots now. I forgot to mention, yeah, I changed to Boots instead of Weakness Policy. Let's go, let's go. So now we're more flexible in our ability to set up. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Drago. Now we're poisoned. Now we have Entei. I'm gonna go for a light screen now. I don't think Entei should be staying in because yeah, I don't think Entei should stay in because Draco does a million and he is never killing me. It's never happening. I'll probably go back to Weezing. But I guess in retrospect, because I'm not policy anymore, I think I could have actually gotten both screens up, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. So now Weezing is back. In theory, I could boom here. I could DD with Cross and maybe win. And that would be cool. A part of me feels like I want to burn a couple turns. Let's see. Earthquake goes for Strange Stream. That does a lot. The next stream will do another 15 and then 6. I think I fucked that one up. I think I should have just exploded. 15 and 6. Wait, actually it'll do 12. Yeah, I got a boom. Yeah, I fucked that one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So basically I was not going to have a lot of I was not going to have a ton of reflect turns either way. But now I kind of want to go Darkrai, I think, because I'm not going to kill the Dawn Fan. I'm going to go Darkrai and plot. And there's Samurott. We gotta connect on this. So it goes for Jet. Dead. Alright. Entei. Sacred Fire. This is a tough spot. Actually, no, it's not. But Dark Pulse. And he flinchers? Wow, that's crazy. No luck. And he crits me. That's fucking bullshit. Okay. So I want to go Necrozma and like DD, but his Sacred Fire could just burn me, and that'd be very annoying. So I could go Ogre Pawn and Zen Headbutt. And this does One. Pulls in headbutt again. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god! Okay. I'm going straight to Krozma. Pain splits. I'm gonna go for Photon. Hard fan. Well, that wasn't great. I'm gonna DD. I want to get this thing into like some really low range. Earthquake might kill me. Okay. Back to Ogerpon. Yeah, I mean, I lost. Whatever. Well, that was very infuriating. I'm not even fucking saving that shit. I think I should be Thunder, which sounds silly. But I think I should be Thunder over Focus Blast because it'll hit the Torn. It's the same accuracy as Focus Blast. Krozma, this DD shit, like, ugh, it doesn't fucking work. But it should. It should work. It should. Why? Why? Screen's Drago like is pretty good. I wish I could run it alongside. Wish I could run it alongside like a Policy Necrozma, but I can't keep fucking T-spikes off. And that's really the issue. The Prim is honestly like probably fine. I know that I keep training for Iron Crown, which sucks, but I wish I could make it so with Prim like 2 Surfs into Jet kills Crown, but it's just not in the cards for whatever reason. I want to outspeed Sinistra just because I actually switch into it very horribly with the team that I have. Nice beam. 152 bodies. Oh, that does a lot. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty good, I think. I wonder if I should drop some defense so that the I don't know. Probably none of this is probably real. None of this is probably real. Darkrai. Hands. Fuck. This is so frustrating. Why is Necrozma so fucking bad? DD. He's like the fucking Encore. It's so AIDS. Oh shit, another thing is this 76 is for Policy. I need way more attack now. I think I need to go back to what I was at the beginning. I think I was something like this. Oh, I gotta go find it. I gotta find an old paste. Fucking shit, man. like this. But it's boots. Fuck. Cudgel. Just like the best. This might be the best I can do, honestly. I mean, it's possible that if circumstances were different, I would have more time. I think I should reconsider the Darkrai spread. I want to make sure I kill Torn at +2. Pretty sure I do. Thunder. Yeah, I think this team is good as it's gonna be, I guess. If what sucks about this so much is that without policy, if I go in on Necrozma and I DD and then I X Scissor, Ceaseless into, if he has Sucker, like Ceaseless into Sucker, just beats me straight up, and that's very, very fucking annoying. Samurott. This is 64. This is 96.4. Yeah, this does 74. My god. What the hell? I think I was something like this before. That does a lot too. Is there anything else that works? I don't think so. It's like stored power doesn't work. DD. Yeah, this X Scissor doesn't work. This is so fucking annoying. What to do. The special defense is much worse than the physical, but there's no special move. Like I could be fucking Solar Beam, Sunny Day Solar Beam. I guess to the point before though, if I have a reflect up, I at least can DD a few times. Right, reflect. Interesting. 6. That Ceaseless Edge is so fucking much. Let me make sure I have this right. 8. 6. Alright, it's not gonna work this way. Shadow Ball 8. 164. $160. Oh fuck. Yeah, this might be the best that we can do here. Yeah, I don't feel great about this. Yeah, I might just have to play it out and maybe think, maybe like reflect some other time after the game or a day later or whatever. Unlike what I could have done. It's this Necrozma. It's something with this fucking Necrozma. Iron defense. The problem is if you're not fast, you're just getting revenge by Torn. So you have to be DD. You can get Encored. If you if I were to DD and then X Scissor and then his next move is Sucker, I'm like totally fucked. I'm fucked. Well, like I said before, Nihilist Reflect is up. That's really gonna be the saving grace here. But then Donphan takes like nothing because I'm physical. I know, like Autotomize would be so nice if Autotomize special was still a thing. But it's not, of course. But I think realistically, I can only hope for Necrozma to take like 1.5, 2, if we can get our way through Donphan. Well, one thing about playing Donphan is if I'm like in prison. That's pretty interesting. DD, Photon, Earthquake in prison. Does plus just for laughs, does +1 Earthquake 2-hit KO. Oh shit, it almost does. Because then I could DD, I could Earthquake. Hold up. Are we cooking? Earthquake. $248. We lose a lot of health here, obviously, which is not great. A lot of HP investment. But then, well, Donphan can still be knock, and that would do 120 instead of 150. Is that even that much better? Because boots would still be. We'd still have our boots on. Knock. Man, this isn't even good. This literally is not even good. No, party wants to like maybe I could be ID. I could just be this Dragon Dance, Photon, Earthquake, Iron Defense, and then I just like +1 Earthquake the Samurott. That might be the best thing I can do. Necrozma Reflect is up. I go Necrozma, I DD as you go Samurott. I Earthquake. He hits me. I Earthquake again. He goes Donphan. I Iron Defense. Is that even helpful? Is that even helpful? Maybe it is. Or I could SD. That would be juicy. Is SD better? 1, then I go straight to 3. Donphan, physically defensive. It's not any better than just DDing twice, so no. The answer is basically no. It's not that much better. But you know, after I get through this, is ID helpful? Let's say I DD. Let's go Samurott. Earthquake, get hit behind reflect. I'm at like 70, 68 or something. Earthquake again, kill. Goes Dawn Fan. Photon. Or I guess I could DD. DD again. He hits me for Earthquake behind reflect. So he hits me for 20. I'm at 48. He hits me at 20 again. I'm at 28. Okay, then maybe that might be the end though. Iron Defense. Yeah, it's possible Iron Defense is even better. I should just be X-Scissoring. Yeah, because I don't think in any of these scenarios I X-Scissor. You could argue that I reflect again, but I don't think so. Or I run rocks. I run stealth rock. But if this is the case, I can probably go back to the 116 that I had. I'm gonna have X-Scissor. Yeah, this might be it. We'll see if I get another mock. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, I play in a few hours, so it's possible we might just be diving into the game. This match is very tough. We might end up losing, and we'll just have to eat that if that's the case. I put a lot of time in, as you know, and if this was a sweatier league, I would grind even harder, but that's not the case, and I have a lot to do this weekend. So yeah, I'll see you whenever I see you. All right, so we're about to get in the game, except we'll see how this goes. We put a lot of time into this, and nothing seemed to work. So it is what it is. Torn is ground and Entei is fairy. That's interesting. U2. This is annoying because the relatively fat Darkrai doesn't have a super effective move to hit Darkrai now, or to hit Entei now. The Sinistcha came over. So there's no crown. Yeah, there's no crown and there's no Raikou. I know I had said this whole time. I mean, I said this about like an earlier iteration that if there was a Sinistcha, I was not gonna leave Primarina, I was gonna leave hands. But I think actually I will just CM in its face now that I'm a different set than I was before then. Yeah, like I just don't feel this is a composition that I have not seen, but I don't feel much better about it, honestly. So we'll see how it goes. There's no crown. Wouldn't surprise me if the Sinistcha is like offensive. Alright, so here's Dawn Fan. I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack because I will outspeed the Sinistcha. Gunk Shot. Okay, I dodged that. That was lucky. That was very lucky. I think I'm gonna Ice Beam. Very lucky that I dodged that, and if this was a choice banded Dawn Fan, that literally would have just killed me. So there is that. Yeah, unfortunate for him. Very fortunate for me. Torn is ground, so it's gonna be hands. Oh, that's really annoying. I didn't think of that through. I will be able to take the Terra Blast though, and like Ice Punch back, I guess. Oh, what really matters is the Ogerpon smokes it. I wonder if it's like Scarf. If it's Scarf Torn. That'd be annoying. Well, Donphan's down, so I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about rocks. I don't have to worry about sturdy. I don't have to worry about any of that. If you go Sinistra, I'm just gonna CM and then Ice Beam that fool because it will kill. No, it doesn't kill. Oh, this is Spadef. I don't know if it'll be Spadef. I actually don't think it will. I don't know how to change the nature on this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure like CM will just lose. Yeah, he did get screwed there. He got totally screwed. And from his point of view, it's probably like extra bad because I've been playing throughout the week knowing that like, okay, I'm gonna have to maybe check Samurott without Primarina. But from his point of view, like the Samurott check just dodged a gunk shot that was gonna kill it. So for him, he wants to fucking kill himself right now, for sure. Very lucky for me. Yeah, like I assume that was choice ban. Okay, here's Sinistra. I'm just gonna see how much it does. He goes for the Trick Room. Okay. Well, now I really want to make sure that I kill, because this is probably policy, you know. Shit. So Machigachi is gonna do around 40, or maybe it's more offensive than that. CM. I don't have any priority. I don't have anything terribly slow either. I'm gonna see him again. Hopefully this isn't a terrible mistake. I don't think it is. And if he does go for a setup move. Okay, that did 55. Not bad. Alright, I'm gonna Ice Beam. He can hit me again, but I'm going to kill him. Oh my god! Oh my god! That was so bad. Ugh. I would have rather the turn one. I would have rather got hit by Gonk. God, that was terrible. Okay. Now I think I go into Drago. This sucks. This sucks so fucking bad. Darkrai. Yeah, I go into Drago now. This is horrible. This is literally so bad. Goes for Iron Defense. Okay, I could be special. I could be special. So now I feel like I want to go Darkrai because I don't know what the hell is going on here. Iron Defense. I'm just gonna plot and kill this. He can TR if he wants to, but he should be wary that I might blow him up. So I got out of there. We'll see how much this is gonna do. Trick Room. You're never gonna kill me with anything. This is gonna do nothing. 20 and dead. Okay. So he's gonna have some stuff faster than me for now, which is, you know, not ideal, but it is what it is. Yeah, he has 3 turns of Trick Room. That's not good, not good. And the thing is, like, I don't want to lose Regidrago right away. I'd like to get another round of screens up. Yeah, if Primarina stayed alive, this game was super over. But I guess it ends up crossing out because I killed Sinistra. I just have to get through these 3 turns. That's the main thing. Entei is here, but I don't think he's gonna want to be. Oh shit! All right, this is not good. I think I'm gonna go straight to Iron Hands because I know it's like supposed to be checked to Tornadus, but if we're being real, it's just simply not. It's just not a check to Tornadus anymore. So, and like if this is sacred, then it will just kill me. So yeah, if it's Sacred Sword, it'll just kill me, and I can't afford that. So I just need to go hands. And when I go hands, I think I should outlive the whole Trick Room thing. And I think when I go hands, I'm just gonna Heavy Slam and hit that Weezing right away. could T-punch. That would get some damage. That would get some damage on the Aqua Cutter. That does 70. Alright, I would have actually ate that. So that's cool. I want a Heavy Slam and then go... I want a Heavy Slam and then go Necrozma, but I'm not going to. Hard Wheezing. Damn, that did a lot. Okay. Here's the thing. Oh, I'm definitely faster than this. Yes, I'm definitely faster than this. I kind of want to go Cross now. No, I don't. I think I'm going to go Hard Drago and get my screen up. That's the main thing that matters here. T-Spike. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to get a Reflect up. And go for Wisp. Now I'm going to get a Light Screen up. Now I'm gonna go hard Necrozma. He won't Wisp. I don't think he'll Wisp. Don't Wisp. Please, for the love of God, don't Wisp. Okay. Whew. No, we got the poison. Fuck! Well, at least he didn't get the burn, so there's that. So now we gotta get cooking. Maybe in retrospect I should have X-Scissored there. Or not X-Scissored, DD'd again, but maybe not. What's good though is at least I'm going to be able to go Drago and get screens up one more time. Which should be good enough for me to get the win. Almost surely. Samurai. Alright, I'm just going to X-Scissor this. His Jet never kills. It could be Scarf though. That's a distinct possibility that he is Scarf. But if he is Scarf, then he's going to want to click Ceaseless. And that might be a good opportunity for me. Because Reflect has a few more turns. Okay, that did a lot. Damn. Okay, Ceaseless. Ooh. Well, I die there. So I could go Ogerpon and SD. If I go Ogerpon and SD, do I want to do that? Or would I rather go Darkrai and take an Aqua Cutter, which will do 31? Much to think about. Darkrai or Ogerpon? Darkrai or Ogerpon? I think I want to go Darkrai first, then go Drago, get a screen up, then Ogerpon and win. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to plot first, then attack. He might switch, we'll see. I think he will just attack, actually. And I'll eat the Aqua Cutter. Yeah, I don't have the most amazing moveset for the remaining guys here. Now that I think about it, I could, I actually could Nasty Plot again. E-Speed. Well, I might be in E-Speed range, actually. If I take another hit, I might be in E-Speed range. So that'd be bad. So I'm just gonna attack. So he Jets. Fun fact, I actually am in E-Speed range now. If he's banded. Only if he's banded, though. But if he goes Entei, I at least get a hit off. Or I should get a hit off. If he goes Torn... Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna attack. The +2 Psychic's gonna do a lot, but if he's banded, this will kill, or it has a decent chance to at least. I accidentally made this a private room. I didn't even realize. Oops. Okay. Alright, we'll see. If this is banded, then it is what it is. But I think this will do quite a lot. Okay. Goes for the Sacred Fire. So I kind of want to go Drago. Yeah, I'm gonna go Drago and where's my Dex? I had a Dex here. What happened? Yeah, refresh. There we go. Calc Dex. So there's no attack that's gonna actually bother me. So I think I want to go. So should I reflect first, then light screen? Actually, maybe, because yeah, I'm gonna reflect first. Goes fairy. Well, shit. Okay. So I go Overpawn. So I forced him to do that, I guess. Yeah, this is really gonna come down to what Torn is. So I can go for the Cudgel and get 44, or I can Rock Tomb. Punch. Yeah, I have to take my damage, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna Cudgel. Got 48. Gains. Okay, don't be Specs. Please do not be Specs. Actually, maybe you are Specs and I'll just live. That'd be nice. Also, getting confused would not be great. There's no way this kills, right? Play Specs. 252. Yeah, I always live this. He just has to not, he just has to not confuse me, basically. That's what it's going to come down to. Wondering what he's waiting for. Please don't confuse me. If he has Psychic but he's not Specs, how much does that do? Oh, that doesn't do anything either. Alright, no hacks, basically. Just no hacks. Okay, I ate that. Nice. Alright, GG. Okay, that was a clunky game. I would say the hacks either evened out or even slightly favored him, because that Primarina... well, I have to think about it, because the way he ended up playing, I got Sinistra out of it, so maybe it does cancel out. If he were to switch out and not give me Sinistra, then maybe I feel differently about it. It just kind of depends. So yeah, GG. I may have time to reflect on this and do another recording to reflect on this, but we'll see. The end game was more clever than I let on, because I was sort of concentrating and not talking out loud. But yeah, so we probably will get into that maybe tomorrow. So yeah.